First of all, I think it's very important playing against Sri Lanka. Because it's going to be the first match.
We had a good all-rounders and we have good team bonding in our team.
Get a positive result, it will definitely boost our team.
Then last 12 months are playing good cricket in our team.
End of the day, the best team will in the competition on the cup.
We all came to winning the Asia Cup.
Competition is very tough.
It is going to be a game changer.
Match number 4 features the remaining 2 teams from the Big Four in the Women's Asia Cup. It's time for the hosts to take centre stage. Sri Lanka, with unprecedented success in this calendar year, will be considered strong favourites to go all the way. They came short last time. Bangladesh know how it's done. The only other team to win the Women's Asia Cup other than India. They have plenty to play for themselves. Given a tough year in T20I cricket, we are all set for a fascinating Asian rivalry as the 2 captains are now ready in the centre for the toss with Isabel Joyce.
Well, they've been waiting in the wings. The home team had to wait and watch every other team take to the pitch, but now it's finally their turn. I have the 2 captains of Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. It's Chamari Atapattu from Sri Lanka and Nagar Sultana from Bangladesh. And of course, match referee GS Lakshmi is overseeing proceedings. Chamari, you've got the coin. Take it away.
Head.
Heads is the call. It's heads.
For those that didn't hear it, what have you decided to do and why?
We like to bat first because seeing the corner it looks good, and I think we have a few practice sessions, so the ball's coming into the bat very nicely, and we wanted to put some score in the board.
It's a big year for you, home World Cup coming up, but it's been tough coming into this series. How important is it to perform well in this Asia Cup?
I think we make this tournament equally important as we sing the World Cup, because this is a very good opportunity for the team ahead of World Cup, and prepared ourselves, and how we played in the last 6 months, we just wanted to continue that.
And finally, just tell us a little bit about the makeup of your team.
I think we have a very good condition with the seniors and the very young sides, and 1 debutant we have, so we are looking forward to play good cricket.
Okay, thank you so much, Nagar Sultana.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Chamari, you've lost the toss, you're bowling first. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, definitely. If we want the toss, definitely we choose ball first because I'm pretty confident on my bowling unit. So I'm happy about the decision.
It's been a brilliant year for you in T20Is. You've got to plenty of finals, home Asia Cup. Is this the time you're going to win it?
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to take too much pressure on our shoulders. We take one match, one time.
You obviously have had such a brilliant few years. But beyond you, who can we look to that's going to score the runs for Sri Lanka?
Definitely Harshita Madhavi Vishmi Gunaratne is batting really good. Even all-rounder Kavisha Dilhari doing really good. So I hope my team will be doing best in today as well.
Anything you want to tell us about the team?
Yeah, we have a good bunch of youngsters and the seniors in my team.
Thank you so much, Chamari Atapattu.
Thank you.
Best of luck in this one. So the news from the middle, Bangladesh have won it. They're going to have a bat.
Well, both teams are up and ready for this one. Chamari Atapattu doesn't mind bowling first. That's 4 games now and 4 tosses with the captain winning, deciding to have a bat first. Right. Got Marina Iqbal, Mithali Raj with me. Let's get a reaction firstly on teams still wanting to bat first. Mithali, on the same surface.
Well, it's no surprise to me because the surface seems good, and we've seen how Thailand has posted around 130 odd runs when we were assuming that it would be a low scoring.
Yep. Just looking at the team for Bangladesh, Nagar Sultana mentions it's a debut for young Ishma Tanzim, picked by the selectors. They made some changes after that series defeat to India. Free-flowing opening batter is what she's been hailed as and rated very highly. Sri Lanka, let's just have a look at that team. Mithali, all yours.
I think they have a very good balanced side, well-rounded side with the bowlers as well as equally good batters at the top. For them, Chamari and Devratna, I
Vishmi
think,
Gunaratne,
yeah,
yeah.
they've been in good form, and even Harshita at number 3 has done wonders for Sri Lanka. And in terms of their bowling, I think the left-arm pacer is very seasoned, Prabodhini, and they have a very good bowling attack as well.
Contrasting years as well for both teams. Bangladesh have lost quite a bit and Sri Lanka have enjoyed unprecedented success in different parts of the world. Does that make them favourites?
Well, not really. If you think at Bangladesh, I mean, they've played some really decent oppositions against Australia and India. They have lost their games mostly, but they've played quality opposition. So that also helps. Yes, they haven't lived up to the mark as expected, but obviously confidence will be relying and leaning towards Sri Lanka. But I think Bangladesh has all the arsenal in their pocket to go and win this game.
All right, well, we got more runs in the game this afternoon between Malaysia and Thailand. How is this pitch playing as it prepares for its 4th game? Let's ask Isabel Joyce.
Well, if you've been watching along all up until now, we've talked ad nauseum about the wind at this ground here at Dambulla. Finally, it's died down 23 kilometres per hour this evening, and the temperature a balmy 29 degrees. So the conditions are perfect for these guys to put on a great show. Talking about the dimensions, 65 metres all around. We've seen 2 different days in terms of the running between the wickets. Big pockets, 27 twos in the 2 games yesterday, 23 in just the first game today. So I think that'll have a big bearing who can run better between the 2 teams today. Now down to the pitch. It's the 4th game on this pitch, and I think it's just getting better and better. Credit to the ground staff. This morning's game or this afternoon's game was really good. Good batting. If you can play your shots nicely on the front foot or through the infield, you can get your boundaries. And of course we saw India hitting it over the top yesterday. So a really good batting track. I think it's all about those twos. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it is fair to say we might actually see the 2 most closely contested opponents for the first time. Afternoon game, Marina, today. We saw Thailand showing us how to bat first and how you can get runs as a unit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from the ball one, they were quite aggressive. They were clear in terms of where they want to attack the ballers. And I think that it aided when Malaysia dropped its shot. They went on in scoring boundaries. But another thing that stood out for me was running between the wickets. I think they were very proactive in that lot. But I feel overall Malaysia had a big chance for that upset. But you have to give credit to Thailand.
Well, those are the only 2 teams now that remain to be seen in this tournament. That's Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. The tournament runs thick and fast, but a lovely moment for a 20-year-old captain and a Thai team missing a number of senior players. They put in a good performance today. Mithali?
I think yes, at one point they definitely wanted their seniors to step up, and at number 3 when Hunter's wicket was gone, I think that's when the team rallied around and made a comeback into the game. Until then, we felt that Malaysia probably will get through, but it is a good experience for Thailand as well to pull back and to win a match from the position that they were.
What would be your message to a Sri Lankan team that have made 5 finals out of 8 and not managed to go all the way?
Well, I think Chamari's average in Asia Cup is not great. I would definitely want Chamari to get going, because the team definitely depends heavily on her to give the right sort of impactful start, which she is capable of very much. So it's very important that she, as a captain, contributes from the bat as well as from the ball.
Yeah, you heard Chamari Attapattu. She is such a respected figure across the world, and she's a big influence on this Sri Lankan team. Who knows how much more we'll get to witness her. But for now, let's catch up on more from the Sri Lankan captain.
My name is Chamari Attapattu, current Sri Lankan women's cricket captain. My role is batting all-rounder. I'm playing as an opener. Sometimes I'm playing mid-load as well. So I just enjoy my game every day in the middle. I started my cricket when I was 4 years old. I became an international cricketer when I was 17 years old. So 2009, I debuted T20, and 2010 I debuted ODI. So my journey is a little bit tough journey. I always talk to my team and said, keep it simple, play your natural game, no pressure on your shoulders, just play, just enjoy the game in the middle. We playing really good cricket because of our batting. Obviously our bowling is really good, but we have to improve our batting. So day by day we improve that area. So if our batters playing really good cricket in this comp, definitely we have a pretty good chance to go for finals.
Well, the one thing that we know is that while there may have been a time where Sri Lanka's hopes depended on Chamari Altapattu, that's perhaps changing. She herself mentions at the toss, Marina, how Vishmi Gunaratne is playing such a big part. We saw her at the Under-19 World Cup, and she seems to just be getting better and better. Big player for them?
Oh, definitely. And obviously with Chamari, she needs a little bit of support on the other end as well. And now the players have started to step up. And this has been a great year for Sri Lanka. They have won around 70% of their matches. So, but starting with Chamari, obviously she's the anchor here. And Harshita, she's averaging 77 against Bangladesh. So that is a big positive for them to pick out.
All right, let's have a closer look at players to watch out for from Bangladesh who need to pick themselves up. They lost 5-0 at home to India, Mithali. Key players for you?
I think the captain, the skipper, definitely, because she's been among runs, one of the highest run getter for Bangladesh in T20s, in Asia Cup, and she definitely needs support. The top middle order has been performing for Bangladesh, but they need a good start from the openers. That is very important since they've chosen to bat first today. That's something they probably would want to improve on.
Yeah, we're just watching a little more of Chamari Altapattu, and Mithali mentions she doesn't quite have the same success in the history of this competition as she has had in what's been otherwise a very efficient career. And now as we just speak on Bangladesh a little more and key players to watch out for, you've seen they have made some big calls after that India series, recalled senior players, and we know that they have the ability perhaps for seniority to recall a winning moment that they had a few years back, the only other team to get the better of India. We're going 6 years back. Mithali?
Yes, I've been part of that Indian team. I think it's one of the best phases because even in the league, we've lost to Bangladesh. They were a young bunch of players, a lot of grit and with determination. They beat us in the finals as well. So I think yes, it was way back in 2018, but we are in 2024. The form isn't there for Bangladesh, but stats gives you a picture. You can always turn it around on that particular day, how you perform, and you can change the stats.
Well, let's just focus on how their pathway has gone since. How deep can they go under Nigar Sultana, this Bangladesh side? And after winning it in 2018, I guess the consistency question is always asked of the Bangladesh side, Marina. They're bright one day and suddenly don't know what to expect the next. You can relate to that, I'm sure, as a Pakistan fan.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, at times, all you need as a team is one big moment, one big win that can set the track right for you. And I think that momentum, they carried it pretty much. And if you look at their journey, their players individually as well as a team, they have been progressing. Regarding to the modern game, they have been adjusting their course as well. So that's the thing I like about Bangladesh. It's not that playing just the conventional old cricket. Right now, their bowlers know what their role is, and also the batters are playing accordingly.
You know, the one thing about Bangladesh, it's an emotional country, and sometimes it's nice to just take things a bit lightly. And their captain, Nigar Sultana, such a key figure with the home World Cup beckoning, but we just put her to test on the lighter side of the Bangladesh captain.
Hello, I'm Nigar Sultana Jyoti, captain of Bangladesh national team. Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Jahanar Alam. she's photo ready.
Well, she's back in the team now. That was great fun. Any relatable questions to either of you in that? Best
Well,
DJ
the
life of
song
the party?
the dressing room song, Tauba Tauba, maybe if Bangladesh if they go on to win this game, we should ask one of them to perform it, the most sought after.
Are you opening
step.
up, Mithali Raj, finally? Are you going to have some fun? This is awesome. All right, on a serious note, given that they've decided to bat first, how important is Nigar Sultana to their batting efforts all round? Marina?
I think she's a pivotal role for Bangladesh, not just in batting, but also how she operates her crew, her team inside the field of play. I mean, obviously, it's important for her to click in these conditions. It's the first match, there will be nerves, but she is the key role to calm everyone down and lead from the front.
Well, we are fast approaching the final game of round one, if we can call it that, with the opening fixtures. We're going to see Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. We've seen Group B action today, Group A action yesterday, and they're back tomorrow. India will take on the United Arab Emirates, need to pick themselves up, but Harmanpreet Kaur's side just brushed away arch rivals Pakistan. They're better than that, the UAE, and they would like to test India to show that they're here to make up more than just the numbers. India, well, with every game they are ticking more and more boxes. It's an afternoon game, enough time to recover for this team?
I think yes. Also, UAE should forget the first game. They should look to bounce back, because India is a big team. But if you want to perform against a side like that, you'll have to, as you mentioned, you'll have to tick certain boxes like scoring runs, taking wickets, disciplined bowling.
Yeah, and then we got Nepal and Pakistan as well. I won't get your thoughts on that now. Why don't you save it up for another day? Think about that, Marina Iqbal. Live action coming very shortly. Stay with us here. This is going to be a cracker. Bangladesh batting first. Sri Lanka are the hosts, and the game is coming up very shortly.
first of all, I think it's very important playing against Sri Lanka. Because it's going to be the first match.
We are a good all-rounders and we have good team bonding in our team.
Get a positive result, it will definitely boost our team.
Then last 12 months are playing good cricket in our team.
End of the day, the best team will in the competition on the cup.
We all came to winning the Asia Cup.
Competition is very tough.
It is going to be a game changer.
Welcome to the land of peace and calm. We are in Dambula. It's famous for 5 cave temples that house over 150 exceptional works of art. It's a beautiful city, center for major vegetable distribution in the country. Cave temple complex, Singiria rock fortress, and whatnot, and a biggie such as that. Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh, 2 powerhouses locking arms with each other to give us the final installment of the day. We promised you a double header. We are right here with the second installment. It is the Women's Asia Cup. It is this trophy that the teams, 8 of them, are fighting. And when you talk about the 2 captains, yes, they are ready. All 8 captains. For the first time, we are having 8 teams in the Women's Asia Cup. When you talk about the 2 pools, Group A, India, Pakistan, Nepal, UAE. Group B, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Thailand. 2 teams from each group will qualify for the semi-final. The coin went up a short while back. Bangladesh have won the toss. Nigar Sultana saying, yes, we will bat first. That is what the story is so far. When you take a look at that team, I will have to bring in former Ireland captain Isabel, who joins us. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. It's an exciting looking team there. The 2 older players that have been brought back into the squad, not there. They'll have to watch from the side. We might see them later, but it's Marufa who I'm excited about with ball. I think a lot lies on the shoulders of Nigar Sultana with bat in hand.
Yeah, when you talk about this team, Sri Lanka, what do you make of them? A team which has made it to 5 finals, but they've never lifted the trophy.
I think they have much more depth in their batting. Of course, we know about Jamari and Vishmi up the top, Samara Vikrama as well at 3, but it's numbers 4, 5 and 6 who have added so much with bat in hand. Hasini and Nirashika Anushka as well with the gloves.
Bangladesh, when you speak about them, they're still searching for that first win in T20 International this season. 3 losses to Australia, 5 to India. And Bangladesh are the only team apart from India to win the Asia Cup. 2018 was the year where they beat India not just once but twice. Once in the league stages and then the big final. So the first win in the league stages was not a fluke, but this season it has not gone to their liking. We spoke to a player as well. We'll bring you that interview as well. It's a very special one. Talk about Nigar Sultana, 1802 T20 international runs. Ritu Moni 438, Naida Akhtar 94 T20 international wickets. There's a debutant who we spoke to, Ishma Tanjim. You're making your debut today? Privilege or pressure?
Actually, I'm not thinking about debut. It's my dream that I want to play for my country, and today, inshallah, I will play my game, and it's nothing that I can express about my debut.
A good answer. The onerous task for any team is to find the balance between attack and defense. Is your team well prepared?
Definitely, we are a very good side. I think we are here to win the Asia Cup. No matter what another team is, we are very well prepared.
Okay, great attitude. But what makes your team such a threatening team that you think is a contender to lift the title this time around?
I think our batting side, we are very confident about our batting. And inshallah, I will also play good from my side. So it's, I think it's my plus point.
Who from the opponent's side do you think is going to be the major threat from you?
Well, definitely it's Atapattu because she is a very good player and she can be a threat. But it's not a problem. I think we can handle.
You can handle, yeah. And you're sounding very confident. Yeah. Any personal goals you set for yourself in this Asia Cup?
Yeah, I want to beat each and every team, and I want to leave the Asia Cup for our country, and that's it.
Okay, stay confident, do
Thank
well,
you.
all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, we talk about that confidence. Yes, she's very confident. She'll be making her debut. Looking at the Sri Lanka team now.
But plenty of spinners, which you expect when you're facing a Sri Lanka team. But seamers as well, they have a little bit of pace, and they've got the left arm of Udashika Prabhadani. She's got plenty of experience, but it's the spinners who usually do the most damage for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, talk about good year that they've enjoyed. 75% success rate so far. Atapattu, of course, an icon there. Ashita, Samara Vikrama, and Prabodhani also will be prime figures there. But we spoke to Asini Pereira a short while back. This is what we got. 5 times you reached the final. You've not lifted the trophy yet. This is for the 3rd time that it's being held in Sri Lanka. Will you be the 3rd time lucky?
Yeah, our ultimate goal is to win the trophy, but we always take one game at a time and go game by game.
Game by game. How are the preparations this time around?
We prepared well, had some practice games and pre-tour camp, and I think we prepared very well.
Yeah, what we've seen in the last 5 times when you made to the finals, you were not able to give that knockout punch, that solid blow. Have you addressed that issue?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of one game.
Yeah.
I think we have to just stay in the present moment and take one game at a time.
Would it not be a fair tribute to someone like Chamari Attapattu, who's been for your team? She's been doing it for a long time. That one tribute, that one trophy for her?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone would love to do that, and I think everyone in the team, including the support staff, looking forward to that.
Score a lot of runs, win games for your side. All the best.
Yeah, thank you very much.
5-time finalists are having a good year also, this one as well. And out come the openers. One of them is a debutant, and she's sounding very confident. She's shooting very well from the lips as well.
Absolutely love to see new players coming out and getting an opportunity to seeing them at the beginning of their career. It's a privilege. You never know where they're going to go. We were talking about it earlier. Young Mitali Raj at 16 scoring 100 on debut. Could that be on show tonight? You just never know. Lots coming in as well for this blockbuster tie between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. The hosts, of course, searching for their first title.
5 times in the final. Bangladesh have lifted the trophy, the only nation that has lifted the trophy apart from India. They beat India in 2018 finals. But this calendar year, they've not won a single T20 international. There comes Dilar Akhtar.
Just the 12 matches for her as well, so pretty young in her career. I don't think we can put too much store by the average, because plenty of those against top quality opposition, and I think that's something we have to really point out. It's not been some of the minnows they've been playing Bangladesh, they've been playing the big dogs. There's the debutant, Ishmat Tanjim. If she can bring that confidence that she had in the interview with you, because I know that can be very nerve-wracking, then if she can bring that out into the middle, then she'll be doing well.
Straight away the bouncer. I've ducked it, it goes to the wicket keeper. Okay, we're all set for this one. This is a biggie for so many more reasons. Yeah, you spoke about Bangladesh and the 8 T20 internationals they played against. 3 against Australia, 5 against India, against strong sides. This just might be their turn to turn the tide around. They've got a slip. Here comes the first ball. Straight over the bowler's head. That is some confidence. May not have got exactly the power she was looking for, or the two of them, but in vain. It's a boundary to begin with.
A real teaser. Perfect placement. Just about got it over the bowler's head and just about had the legs as well. It does go a little bit downhill here from the square. Kept both fielders interested. They couldn't decide whose it was. It was the left hand of Chamari and the right hand of Sama Vikrama. In the end, she's pulled it over the boundary with her. Just too full from Pabadani, and it's 4 from the first delivery.
And both of them running parallel to each other. One should have been at least 4 steps back so that one pushes, the other one takes it. That's how relay throwing is done. They don't practice that these days, you know.
You are a harsh critic.
Boundary to start off. Loud appeal. They're coming back for the second. I thought for a bit there were 2 noises there.
Yeah, keep your eye on the umpire. It was bat. Good shout, Paddy. She's pulled her length back nicely there, Prabhadani, but just a little bit leg side, which she can't really afford to be. They've changed the field now. Slip has come out. Well, left arm over. You're always thinking, can you get the LBW? Probably not from that line. She does tend to swing the ball in, so often pitches it outside off or on the stumps, but not that time.
Okay, 6 from the first 2. Bangladesh won the toss, chose to bat. Cleaned up! That's the answer!
In the slot first up, then pulled the length back and then pulled out the Yorker. She's been around a very long time as Prabhadani. That's the sign of a good bowler. Goes for a boundary first ball, and look at this. Right up, just comes across that one. Didn't stick with her technique that we saw on the first delivery. Came across it looking to heave it leg side, and she's headed back. She may as well practice that shot all the way back to the tent because she's on her way. Dilhara, 6 from just 3 deliveries, but she's headed back. Bangladesh 6 for 1.
Robia Heather Jelic, 6 matches, 38 runs for her. I've seen a lot of entertainment. We saw a boundary the first ball, a couple the second, and a wicket falling the third.
I think these younger players, they like to play fast and loose. Unfortunately, the technique we saw on the first delivery that was so good, just missing on that third delivery. Something to think about for the rest of the game, unfortunately. That's the worst thing about opening out in the first over. Plenty of time to work in your mind on what you could have done better. Left-hander in now. So changing the field, slip back in.
Oh, that's a pretty! That's a beauty! Picks it out of, or rather plucks it out of thin air. Oh, what a catch!
She's absolutely fantastic in the field. Alexia De Silva. She's exactly the player you want under the ball when there's a chance like this, because it's with the wind. It has died down the wind, but this will have just helped it carry a little bit through the shot too early. She's judged it with perfection. That's the perfect footwork. Gets the hands in position early, grabs on. 2 and 2.
Oh, and everyone is delighted, and why not? There she is, going back for a duck. Rubia Heather, and on a hat-trick is Prabodhani.
Well, she just made that mistake where she neither blocked it nor went through at the shot. I think if she'd even put 10% more into the shot, it would have lifted over the infield, but it's brought the captain out. Nigar Sultana Jati much sooner than she would have hoped, but I suppose on a hat-trick delivery, you want your captain there, the experience.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I don't see a slip. Just to add to the pressure sometimes, you also put a forward short leg. Just to put that doubt or play mind games with the batter. That's not going to happen at the moment as Nigar Sultana Jodi comes in. Okay, she is on a hat-trick. Defensively played. Would you have seen a slip or a forward shot?
I think maybe if it was someone other than Jyoti, but not for her because this won't have phased her at all. Here the 2 wickets bowled straight on off stump, a little bit of shape, and then just went through a little bit too much, but not enough as well. Neither blocked it nor went through at the shot. And 2 dots to close out the over. The first one is gone. It's been eventful, a boundary off the first, but then 2 wickets, 6 for 2.
Just a bit. Middle.
Inoshi Priyadarshini is here to bowl the second over the innings. The first one was enterprising, boundary the first, couple the second, then 2 wickets falling. And the hat-trick evaded. But that catch, in my opinion, when you see it on the replay, it might look like an easy catch. It wasn't. Watch the replay and Isabel will throw light on that.
Well, the key to this kind of catch is the footwork. Have a look at the positioning of these feet. She's one of the best in the business, and Alexia De Silva. Feet one foot in front of the other. Gets side on, gets the hands up early as well. And that's difficult to do while you're running sideways and backwards, I can tell you. And then to get the hand down, roll over, keeps it in the hands. So lots of elements going in there, but she does make it look so easy.
Two and two, she was on a hat-trick. Good catch. Sometimes one moment just spreads onto the others as well. Just pass everybody on. Energy that you're searching for. Uses the feet only to find the fielder. What is happening here? 3 down.
Well, it's a horror start for Bangladesh. Do not want to win the toss. Bat first to be 6 for 3. She pretty much exclusively bowls arm balls, Inoshi. That's what she's known for. Comes wide of the crease. This one swings away. Tries to play it straight, but takes the outside edge. One of the easiest catches going around. You won't see many players in this tournament dropping that. Sugandhika Kumari didn't. Nishma Tanjim, the debutant, goes for a duck. Bangladesh 6 for 3.
Ritumoni comes in with a lot of experience. You need experience at the moment because suicidal efforts is what we can describe the batting as at the moment.
Well, this was it. Looks to go straight. It was never there to hit in that fashion. Big gap through cover. Why not get off the mark? You're on debut. Just go with the swing.
She was flamboyant in that interview, and she wanted to be flamboyant right with the start as well. Sometimes it will work for you, other times it will not. Today, it did not work for you.
I just wonder how much preparation she'd done thinking about this particular bowler, because she comes wide of the crease more often than not. She likes to bowl in at the stumps and then take the ball away with an arm balls nearly, I'd say, 4 or 5 out of 6 deliveries.
I think she's got a very good feel for the kind of bowling that she is, because she doesn't have a long or a long off. Both of them are inside. 2 overs gone. Talk more about that. 8 for 3. 8 for 3 after Bangladesh won the toss and they said we will bat first. Oh, that beat the bat.
She keeps it really simple, does Prabodani. Swings the ball in from the angle, left arm over, and then this is the other one, just rolls the fingers over. Now it wasn't going to reach the keeper, so even if it had taken the edge, she would have been safe, but just gives you something to think about as a batter. And she's coming out of her crease now, Nigar Sultana, just trying to take the swing and negate the swing.
Yeah, because she's going to bring in to the right-hander, you've got a deep backward square leg, you've got a deep mid-wicket, you've gone mid-off, mid-on inside the circle. Well, the challenge and the invitation for the batter is going to go through those gaps on the offside.
She does want with Jyoti. Just having a look at the camp there for Bangladesh. Silent at the moment. These two have to try and get those team back up.
Yeah, and they should learn a lesson from what has happened so far. Listen to your captain, listen to your coach. Almighty has given you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not because of the pitch that those wickets have gone. It's been poor decision making, because that pitch has got better this morning and it looked really good this evening as well.
Loud appeal, bowling from left arm over, pitching outside maybe.
I love that expression, because as an umpire, she didn't even need to think beyond did it pitch in line, because the answer was no. They have all these steps, umpires, that they need to take. That's pitched outside leg stump, so at the first hurdle she's not gone past it, so one of the easier decisions to make. There it is.
As if she's like, kidding me? They know how to read those body languages and the appeals, which actually don't count much. Using her feet, maybe to negate that swing that's coming in for her?
I think so, and that's why we've seen Prabodani rolling her fingers. I think 3 out of the 5 balls she's rolled her fingers over. So these teams know each other so well. She's standing out of her crease, she's coming down the pitch. She just seems itchy to score some more runs, but no wonder, 1 from 8.
Yeah, the toaster at the moment is at 2 settings, too early or too late. 3 gone, 8 for 3. A start that looked very flamboyant with 6 runs off 2 balls has quietened down. It's 8 for 3 after 3 overs. How things can change in this beautiful game, and how quickly things can change.
What's also changed is the bowler, Achini Kulasoria, the seamer, placing the spinner. This is the previous over. This is how you play a forward defence, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that lunge, perfect. That's the beginnings of your technique. I still believe that's how you should start.
Close to the body, right under your eyes.
High top elbow. I'm looking to my left here. Mitali Raj, probably one of the best going around. That one wasn't too bad either, not far off.
And nothing would give Mitali and the likes more joy than playing a straight drive or a cover drive, the cradle, the elbow, the follow through, the finish. Huh? Not even a 6.
Why score 6s when you can score 4s? Along the ground, you can't get out caught. Oh, this is it here. Top hand, then brings the bottom or the back hip through as well, just to make sure there's no gap between bat and pad. Look at this front elbow and the head position. Hold the pose.
All youngsters watching. Masterclass is on. Shot, cuts it. Luckily, does not travel to the fielder. She's sprinting like Usain Bolt there.
They're up and about, aren't they? Sri Lanka home tournament. They see the trophy in their hands already. That's the spinner, Anoshi Priyadarshani. Sprinting in, she thought she was in with a shot. We haven't spoken really about Kula Surya. I think she adds a different element for Sri Lanka. A little bit of extra pace. She does have the bouncer, we just saw it. Perhaps a little bit of a setup with the shorter delivery with third out. Just didn't quite carry.
And then, even though you don't get runs off it, it gives you a lot of confidence when you meet the ball, your transfer of weight is right.
She does get a lot of complaints against her, unfortunately, Nigar Sultana. She can be slow at the beginning of her innings, and this is why, because she likes to take her time, feel the ball in the middle of the bat, but she hasn't found the gap, and that's happened a number of times.
Another good over, just one conceded, 4 gone, 9-3.
Center. Coming left arm round.
In the last 3.4 overs, they've only added 3 runs because they got 6 from the first 2 balls.
Yeah, it's been really slow going. It's a rebuild, but they're trying to rebuild, but with a rebuild you get a few runs, not just 3. There's a slip in place, the ring is all up on the offside, 2 fielders back on the leg side. Change of bowling again. Sugandhika, left arm spinner. Much like the right arm spinner we saw earlier, Priyadarshani, she pretty much only bowls arm balls. And that's pretty much her failing. She can stray down leg side with regularity.
And I think the field that she's taken for herself is the reason why it went down the leg side there, because she cannot bowl outside off stump. You've got 2 fielders on the onside.
She just come around the wicket, and she's a round arm spinner. So usually when you're left arm around like that, if you've got a low arm action, you can't really turn the ball. Means you're bowling flying saucers. That does help the ball dip, helps it swing in, but occasionally you can get it to straighten up, but you're not really getting turn.
Now 2 fielders that you can take outside the circle in the first 6 overs. She's taken them on the onside, so you've got huge gaps on the offside. One such gap has been bisected for 4.
Well, they've got to slip in, and that's why there's a gap there at backward point. Opting for the attacking option, which is fair enough with the score where it is, but just too wide. Jyoti's strength, her real strength, is wide outside off. Places it perfectly, doesn't try to overhit it. 4 runs, her first of the day.
And margin of error for her is, that's the reason we're talking about. Now they've taken the slip back to third man. On the onside on the boundary, you've got backward square leg and mid wicket. So she has to bowl within the stumps. Appeal, umpire, nothing. No smile this time though.
Well, she had to go through a few more steps. Left arm around. I think it might have pitched in line, but I'm not even sure it's hitting a 4th stump down leg. Doing far too much. You can see off stump at this point. That's definitely going to miss leg. So not quite as easy as the previous shout, but almost.
Well bowled. Well bowled. Good finish to the over. 5 gone, 15 for 3.
Absolute shocker of a start for Bangladesh, having won the toss and batted first. On the other side, it's a dream home start for the host nation. Just as those 3 wickets fell in quick succession. And once again, weight of responsibility is on Nigar Sultana. Likes her keeper batters in Ali Sahili and Mushfiqur Rahim. Would have had Dr. Jyoti if not for cricket. Championship role model in Serena Williams. They've just been right on the money in the field, Sri Lanka. Just before we got in and saw those 3 wickets fall, Marina Iqbal mentioned teams in green this time of day just don't bat well against teams in blue. Good evening, Marina and Mithali Raj. What a stunner! The highest standards of fielding on display by the hosts in Dambulla. Caught in bowled, stunned is the batter, and Bangladesh are rocked with 4 now.
That is a blinder. They have been superb so far, Sri Lankans in the field, but that one was top-notch, right there on the top of the shelf. Just the instinct, reflexes at its best. It was slammed hard. You would want to watch that replay again and again. Another one down for Bangladesh. They are in deep trouble on 17. Had a lot of responsibility. Ritu Moni gone on 3. 17 for 4 Bangladesh.
Midst of a storm, out walks Sharifa Khatun. The reason she's here, my goodness. Have another look at that in just a moment. If you're a Sri Lankan fan, couldn't have asked for more. If you're late to the ground, you've missed something special already. Another successful over. The power play that has been dominated by Sri Lanka. Bangladesh are 18 for 4.
Yeah, I think it's...
Nigar Sultana wanted to bat first and they started with some intent. Boundary of the first ball. But Prabodhani struck back to clean up Dilara Akhtar. Rubia Haider then was victim of the first bit of brilliance in the field. Straightforward catch. That saw the end of Ishma Tanjim. Boundaries have been few and far between. This was incredible from Inoshi. Well, that is academic. Our play is done, but there are just 3 field. In fact, there are just 2 fielders out on the boundary, even now.
You know, I do feel that Bangladesh was training to dominate Sri Lanka in that power play. Probably having to adjust and guess the surface.
All right, let's have a look at this. Mithali Raj, if you're captain, you watch a bowler do that.
Well, clearly, as she rightly expressed, that was a blinder. We've seen some catches are tough. The bowlers on their follow through, but there are times when it just gets stuck. And as a helpless batter, what can else you do? Just put your head down and walk back to the pavilion.
Even the lion bows in admiration. This is going to be fun. We can watch this over and over again. I'm sure the fans of the Sri Lankan team. Inoshi Priyadarshini herself plucked out of thin air. And a bit of a swagger with a non-celebration. Fortuitous, but Nigar Sultana will take any runs coming her way, even in the form of an outside edge for 4.
Use of the feet, but nowhere near the pitch of the delivery. The wild swing yet again. Probably trying too hard to break those shackles. Should rotate, strike more often now. There are plenty of gaps where you can exploit and get those 2s and 3s going.
I'm absolutely shocked and disappointed that the Sri Lankan fielder didn't just fly in from out of screen and take that as well. Superheroes at the moment on the field.
Yeah, you and Chamari would want Inoshika everywhere in the field, right?
That's a contender for catch of the tournament. This is the best crowd we've had so far, understandably. Hosts are in action. They've already been given plenty of reason to play at the top of their voice. Still busy in the field. They're not sitting on their laurels. Just adjusting position, specifically batters taking her time as well. Sharifa. Just a deep square leg and a deep mid wicket, even though we're outside the first 6. I think already questions will start coming in on the choice of team Bangladesh have gone with, especially given senior players were recalled for this Women's Asia Cup. We'll come back to that. 24 for 4. Yeah, that's a scorecard that doesn't read well from a batting standpoint. The fact that they recall Rumana Ahmed, Jhanara Alam, Ulla Surya to continue, but experienced players coming back, you almost assume that they'll make it straight away. Wisdom of senior players on the bench when you call them back. Come to that for the moment. Been at the receiving end of 3 outstanding efforts in the field. First one, Kumari, Silva, and then Prabodhani of her own bowling. Nigar Sultana has to do something about this, and she's deciding to counter-attack. That's 4 more for the Bangladesh captain.
That was way too short. She picked that length early. She was into the position to play it in front of the square. She will be relieved to get a boundary there. But you need to get some more shots going from the skipper of Bangladesh.
Yeah, just on that point, Mithali, home World Cup coming up. We've had such a disappointing calendar year, albeit against tough opposition. We just have a look at how good this was. Watch it again and again. Oh, she's so pleased with it. Just stands tall. The world is her stage. Even the batting camp had to admire the effort. Ulla Surya, this over, while we're just admiring Sri Lanka's brilliance in the field, aired in line. That's a second boundary in the over.
He's going down the leg, he's clipping off the pads. Another boundary in the over. I think if you start getting those runs going, that will also help the batter to set, and you will not allow the bowler to continue with the momentum that they've got right from the first over.
Now, Jyoti took off immediately. Sharifat took a little while to respond. Eventually, they make the single without any error. You can't deny a single to the captain.
Can't deny a single to anyone. But yeah, straight away she knew that she wanted that single. Should have backed up early. And it's good batting. Got a couple of boundaries.
Come on. You could easily take that one with what you've done in the field now. Ismail, 33 for 4. Perhaps as a reaction to what happened in the last over. There's Prabodhani. She's got 3 fielders now in the deep. There's a deep third. There's an outside edge that went in that direction. Sweeper on the offside. Fielder that you have to... In fact, there are 4 missed deep square legs. So she's got 4 fielders back.
Prabodhani can be a little difficult bowler to play is because either she's too tall, but the length that she picks to bowl consistently, keeping the wickets in play. Despite the keeper standing behind, Nigar is finding it difficult with stepping out as well. So any ball which is pitched a little up, she should be able to convert to runs.
Seems to be a slight reason of concern as the Bangladesh physio comes out. It's a good time to just remind you that we've got the defending champions in action again. Play every alternate day in the group stages. India take on the UAE, who would be bruised after defeat against Nepal on the opening day. They don't read books anymore before they bat. And Nepal on a high will now take on Pakistan, who must come back strongly. Double-header action on day 3 of this Asia Cup. Group A resumes. Round 1 has been entertaining. We close out with this fixture at the moment. And then the second round of games, everyone plays everyone in those groups, and then top 2 teams onto the semi-finals. Just on that point that we were making earlier on Bangladesh, proud nation, expectations with the home World Cup medali and senior players coming back. And the fact that their batting effort again has started in this fashion, it will bring into question those selections.
Yes, Bangladesh this year have struggled with the opening pair, not giving them the required start or the start that they expect of the opening batters, and a lot of dependency on the captain, though she's still out there in the middle. But you need to have your top order scoring runs. You need to have your one of the openers to stay there and get runs.
That's the back of what's been tough series. Fight back the younger players and then let them go. Give a debutant to Ishma Tanzim today. Harsh to judge on 1 game. Nervous looking side. Still early days in the tournament. Still early in this innings. Yeah, I think this was quite a significant talking point in Bangladesh cricket. Called up Ishmat Anjim and Sabikun Nahar as well. It's two players that we might see more of. Romana and Jahanara back in the side, out for the best part of the year. For now the batters have got the attending to they needed. Thought about the second, decided against it.
Yeah, at this stage I would like Sri Lanka to be more attacking. These easy singles might take away the pressure off the Bangladeshi batters. Right now they're not looking to dominate. All they need to do is just rotate strikes. So probably, especially for right-hander, I would like to see that cover in, because there you go. I think Chamari heard me. Don't allow easy singles. Force her to play with the swing, probably go across the line.
Yeah, both of you have been so perceptive. Mithali was reading the minds of the Indian batters yesterday. Marina Iqbal, all-rounder even today. What would you expect from these batters at this stage, Mithali? 4 down, you know, try and get a respectable score.
I think I probably would definitely expect them to get those ones and twos going, but one odd boundary is important in every over to make up for the slow start they had in the power play. Because even though with ones and twos they might not really get to the total that they would like to, I think somewhere maybe a boundary in every over should make up.
Tailing in, swing, asking questions. Good over from Prabodhani, 36 for 4.
I do feel that Bangladesh were over-attacking, especially in terms of power play. I do understand you need to utilize it, but probably give that role to 1 or 2 batters. And if a wicket falls early, you need to change the direction in the course of your approach. You cannot go all guns blazing. And that's exactly what Bangladesh has done in that power play, just trying to overutilize it. They should have gone to plan B quickly, not just force domination over Sri Lanka.
I mean, just contextually though, you feel like you'd give Ishmat Anjim the license on her debut, go for it, didn't come off today. And then Ritumoni just stood there in shock. She hit that well, she thought 90% chance that even if I can't get that for a boundary, the ball will get a hand, at least I won't be dismissed. But what a hand she got. But these will be welcome runs. It's just such a good outfield. It picks up pace as it approaches the boundary. That's 5 more to that Bangladesh total. So post start from Dilhari.
Yeah, won't be a happy captain, Chamari. With all the hard work that bowlers have done so far, these sort of things can obviously give momentum back to Bangladesh. You need to keep things tight around them.
Kavisha Dilhari is the 5th bowler introduced by Chamari Attapattu. Economy slightly on the higher side. Straight up, but safe. Turning out to be a productive area to score some runs in this over. Back behind the keeper's head.
6 already. Went too short early, was down on one knee, but an extra bounce got that top edge.
I mean, the 2 was on. Non-striker slipped. She's not looking comfortable. Needed the physio to come out a little while back. Vital player, Nigar Sultana.
Oh, el gol, Piqué. Dime, Javier. Ene Javi.
44 for 4 now, approaching the halfway stage. Point the Sharifa decide. Play a shot and anger for now. Learn from how Thailand batted earlier today. Just minimize the dot balls, use the open spaces. Pretty good crowd that's coming in. Take that over, Bangladesh. 10 came off it, and after 10 overs, it's 46 for 4, and it's time for the players and the officials to have a drink.
Okay, 45 for 4. Nigar Sultana, highest scorer so far. Let's take a listen in.
I think it's very important playing against Sri Lanka because it's going to be the first match in the tournament, and it will going to be our key moment definitely, because we couldn't play well for a long time. So if we get to play good cricket there and get a positive result, it will definitely boost our team for the rest of the tournament.
There she is holding her team's chances around that innings of 25 from 32. There have been 4 well-struck boundaries, Isabel.
Well, she's had to really take her time, hasn't she? Because there have been wickets falling all around. She's played smartly as well.
She's taken her chances whenever there's been an opportunity, no doubt about that. Game driven by brilliant uncertainty. Nice to see fans enjoying the groove, the move, the colour, the smile.
Well, there's been some good music on show. If you like a dance, Jamari Atapatu giving herself a bowl after the break. Very adept off spinner.
Halfway through this innings, 45 for 4. We jolted early and the score was 6. All 3 wickets falling at the same score. What do you think is a good score where Bangladesh can say, okay, we can say this is a fighting total from here?
Well, from this position, I think they'd be looking at maybe 110, if they go well, 120. I'm not saying that that's a winning score, but it's definitely, they think they'd be in with a chance, maybe 20, 25% chance.
Considering the spin attack. That's what their strength is. We often speak about the fact they haven't registered a single win this calendar year in T20 internationals, but who have they played against? 5 against India, 3 against Australia.
And that's something you have to look at with stats all the time. Don't just look at them without any context. Yes, they have lost 8 games, but who's it against? And they haven't had a good power play. First 6. Well, look at those third over and fourth over. Well, those guys are enjoying it anyway. Their team's on top, why wouldn't they?
I always say bring kids to the stadium. This is where dreams are born. Play sport, watch sport. Sport 1 is the biggest unifier in the world. 2, healthy mind rests in a healthy body.
When you talk about that, I've good memories of my first time meeting international teams back in Ireland when they used to be able to come with no stadiums. Nobody was chasing them around. Brian Lara, lying out on the pitch, got to go up and ask him for his autograph.
Extra incentives of coming to the cricket stadium.
Sean Pollock got to run onto the field and ask him while he was in fine leg for an autograph as well. That was the old days in Ireland. Things a bit different now, but those were certainly dreams being made.
Clean up completely. That big shot was coming. Pressure was building up. Succumbs to that pressure.
She's such a clever bowler, Chamari Atapatu. Just held this one back ever so slightly. She was going for the sweep shot. Just wasn't quite the right length. Look at that. Turns in as well. She can get a little bit of turn, as you saw on show there. Has a handy knack of coming on and taking a wicket. Just as Bangladesh tried to build something, the captain comes on, makes the breakthrough. Bangladesh lose yet another one. Sharifa Khatun, 5 from 13 for her. Bangladesh 48 for 5.
Rabia Khan comes in. Last ball of the over. Brilliant over from the star player. It's 48 for 5. For 5.
Well, all of the bowlers have been good. 2 wickets each for the openers. They've been on the mark of Sri Lanka. 1 as well for Chamari Atapatu, but all of the bowlers have been miserly. No more so than Chamari Atapatu. Just 2 runs from her over that she took the 1 wicket in. Well, there's some youngsters in. Maybe for them, rather than having male heroes like I had to have when I was young, they get to watch the likes of Chamari Atapatu and all of their heroes out there, and maybe they're envisioning themselves in the Asia Cup in 4, 6, 8 years down the line.
T20 World Cup around the corner. You get to hear some amazing voices from the commentary box as well. Former Ireland captain is by my side here. Isabel Joyce, Pakistan great. Marina Iqbal's with us. India's Jewel. Mithali Raj, part of the commentary.
That's something to aspire to, having a nickname like the nation's jewel. Mithali Raj, amazing.
She is. She's the best we've had. Great role model, brilliant ambassador of the sport. Talking about the cover drive, instantly Mithali came to picture here. Fine leg in, the ball's going out, and that will be a half century for the team. 53 for 5 it stands at the moment with that boundary.
She has 2 wickets to her name, but now she's gone for 4 in her 3rd over. Just got that one slightly wrong. With the pace, lifts it over Chamari Atapatu at 45. And a welcome boundary for Bangladesh.
And wanted this boundary. Oh, captured well. Well done. You were talking about capturing those moments and reliving them later in life. And at this point in time, I also want to tell you it's teamwork. The broadcast that you see, it's teamwork. The cameramen, the EVS operators, the sound guys, our producers, our graphic guys, statisticians, our executive producer, our director. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Our producer is blushing. Oh, where everyone else was pleased, our producer was blushing. Oh, the joys of live television.
Well, she releases the ball back to the cricket. She releases the ball from different lengths. Here, Darshani. This one was right up from the front line. The previous one, her front foot was at the back line. So those little changes that she can bring to her bowling can make things difficult.
The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. All got their due. 12 gone, 53 for 5. Start over, fresh over. She bowled a successful first over. And this is where this team is so special. Talk about Sri Lanka, talk about the fact that they've made it to the Asian Cup final 5 times. It is because of that one player who stands there like a nucleus with the ball, with the bat.
Absolutely, and what I really like about Chamari is with her bowling, she's not trying to come on. She only comes on if she feels like it's the right thing for the team. She'd rather bowl the other bowlers, but when they do need a breakthrough, she's willing to come on as well. And I think it's important that she continues to bowl, because when there are crunch moments come the World Cup and later on in this tournament, they might need her.
Most T20 internationals for Sri Lanka, her name. Sri Lanka's leading run getter in T20s, 3,000 plus runs. Misfield there. How much will that cost them? 1 extra run. T20s played for Sri Lanka. So many metrics she leads.
Well, a rare misfield from Sri Lanka. They've been pretty much faultless up until that point. Lots of good catches, good bowling as well.
Accuracy was what you were talking about. Good fielding there. She saved 3. If it had gone past her, it was certainly going down to the fence.
To her right hand as well, the left arm seamer getting down, saving a pretty much certain boundary. Good commitment from the veteran.
Brilliant there for that. Now suddenly field stays the same. There's no change as such. Nice little loop to what she bowls.
Absolutely, she set the field for that. She's got mid-off up as well, so if you want to take her on, you can try and go downtown, but the turn is coming in from her. She's one of the few spinners in the team who actually tries to turn it. So it's a risky shot, and she's saying if you're willing to take the risk, it's risk-reward, you take it on.
Yeah, the challenge has been thrown. Accept it. They would love to pick wicket number 6. And now they've started to manufacture shots. That's a rare blip for Jamari.
Yeah, quicker delivery, just slightly offline. She spotted an opportunity, the new batter in, maybe to trick her with a quicker delivery, but just not online.
That was the invitation. This is coming down the track, but as if she was just holding the string and pulling it back at the same time.
A really good description, because that's exactly what it looked like. It never got there, never got to her. Came down and it felt like she was there for an age. And this is this much slower one. Shuffle down and managed to get it wide of the fielder in mid-wicket though.
A little bit more air this time around. Ends in a dot ball. 13 gone 60 for 5. Tomorrow, India, victorious in their previous game against Pakistan, will be up against UAE, who lost their game to Nepal. And that will be the afternoon game. I have a double header coming your way tomorrow as well. In the evening, we'll watch Pakistan play Nepal. Both the teams wanting to get that. Pakistan wanting that first win under their belt. Nepal will be high on confidence.
Yeah, an improving team, Nepal. They'll fancy their chances against Pakistan, who are coming off a loss.
Oh, they'll be hurt and they'll be dangerous, for sure. Oh, luckily for her, doesn't carry back to the bowler. But their spinners are really wearing their length.
Dilhari is a little bit of a secret weapon for Sri Lanka, or not so secret. Just didn't come down the pitch there. She's almost lucky because Dilhari is brilliant off her own bowling. When I say secret weapon, she almost always only bowls in the second half of the game. So exactly when attacking batters are trying to come at you, they're trying to score boundaries, that's when she comes on. She's quite tall. She can change her pace really nicely. She seems to have every ball in the book and uses each one in every over. So she's quite difficult to face. You can't line her up. And she's been a real good add-on for Sri Lanka in recent times.
4 on the offside, 5 on the onside means margin of error for her is very little. She'll have to bowl within the stumps. There, whenever she gives a little bit of room, it's quicker. So the batter gets very little time.
And she is a quicker spinner. That's a general pace that she bowls with. She keeps it within the stumps and she asks you to come up with a plan. And if you have any indecision, that's when she pounces.
This time around, she's pushed the square leg back. Short fine leg in, short mid wicket in. Still searching for that boundary. Runs have really dried down for them. The moment they start to accelerate, a wicket falls. Now long off goes back. They don't want to concede the boundary in the over. 4 balls have yielded only 3 runs so far. Not a bad ploy at all. Well bowled. Good bowler will always have her eyes on the feet of the batter.
And that's a real strength, because she can see right up until the last second where you're planning to hit it and adjust, and that's really not easy to do. And she's a front-on bowler, that makes it slightly easier.
And having a good action helps, because you're always watching the batter when you're doing that. Single to finish the over. 14 gone 64 for 5. Look at that. It was a procession at the start. It's tumbling down fairly quickly, and then Megar is still there with 31 from 42. You can understand the moment the others have started to accelerate, they've perished. She's held one end together. Time has come now to play some shots, is it?
I think they'll leave it a little bit longer. 1 over more, maybe 2. The more wickets you lose, the shorter time you have to launch at the back end. There'll be some thinking done later on about this batting lineup. Should we bring in some different players? That's for the Bangladesh side. For Sri Lanka right now, they're happy out. All of their bowlers have performed. Sugandika to bowl her 3rd over. She'll be coming on from the press box end.
6 bowlers in all is what they've used. Got rich potential in their bowling. One of the most dangerous sides in the tournament is Sri Lanka, playing at home for the 3rd time. Asia Cup is being played in Sri Lanka. They made to the final 5 times, mind you, but they've never lifted the trophy. Will they be the 6th time lucky if they make it to the final? That is, there's a condition there.
Well, they're doing a good job of the start of the tournament anyway. They're giving themselves a good chance to get to that final. They have to finish in the top 2, then win their semi-final.
Talking about that, how have they fared over the number of years? The runners-up, the first 4 editions, then the semi-finalists, then only made it to the group stage, and then runners-up 2022. It's being played in Bangladesh. India lifted the trophy. Played the finals 5 times. This has been the journey for them so far. Thali was telling us there were just 2 teams in 2004. Format was ODI, mind you, till 2008. It was from 2012 that the format changed too. And you were talking about a batter who gets out in the first over and goes out and watches the others play. It's easier in the T20 version. It's only 20 overs. In one day, as it's 50. Not so good in tests.
It's a good thing I didn't open. I would have hated that.
A quicker one, love the field, a passes, wicket! That is the 6th one. It was coming, it was on the cards.
Looked to go into the leg side, just didn't get the bat down in time. It was the quicker one, Sugandhika. She just changes up her pace. Look how wide she's coming from, so this meant that they had to have a real big think about it. Hit adjacent though. Bangladesh, things just go from bad to worse. They lose their 6th.
Celebration was okay, but not supposed to be doing on the turf. Rabia Khan goes for 10, 65 for 6. .65 for 6. Shona, the new batter. One constant factor. Nigar is right there for them. These are the numbers, 22 matches for her. The problem at the moment is they've lost 6 wickets. We are into the 15th over. Just when we start to talk about accelerating and they start to think about accelerating, a wicket falls. So then whatever plans Nigar has, she has to alter them yet again. Her prime objective will be to play the full quota of overs from here.
You took the words out of my mouth. This wicket couldn't have come at a worse time for them. She didn't get a big stride in. I think that's where the problem was.
She bowls that one fairly quickly as well. And even if she errs outside off stump, she's got a protection for them. This is a very good field for her. Got a sweeper back, and the one that comes in, pitches, changes direction.
The question for Nigar Sultana is, do I just try and score boundaries now? I'm running out of partners. Do I start trying to hit 2s and 4s? Perhaps not this delivery, just a single will do.
Yeah. It all depends how much she trusts her partners from here on. 15 gone. It is 67 for 6.
Wicket at just the worst possible time. There's a small partnership building between Rabea and Nigar Sultana Jyoti, given them hope that maybe they can at least push and recover from the early collapse. Shorna Akhtar is a capable batter, but she's had a quiet year. I remember seeing her at the Under-19 World Cup and has all the shots, and yet struggled for a score in the series against Australia, played just the 3 games against India. Marina Iqbal and Mithali Raj dive deep. assess what Bangladesh and what Nigar Sultana would be thinking right now. What do they get from here? Shorna Akhtar has the shots, and there's evidence of it. It's her first boundary. It'll settle her nerves.
Finally, you had to get a lower middle order to get you that boundary. We're quite disappointed with the top order of Bangladesh is because I think they've allowed the bowlers to get the momentum, get the line and length. Not much they've able to convert those loose deliveries that they got. Not only that, but they've not used their footwork for spinners. Whether the spinner's turning or not, whether she's giving you flight or not, to use your footwork, you're altering the length, which is so important in T20 that you cannot allow them to get their momentum.
And if Nigar Sultana can see Shorna just get a few away now, it'll just settle her as well. It's exactly that decision that Isabel Joyce was talking about. Does she start going now, running out of partners? This is a confident start from Shorna.
Now they're targeting Inoshi, who's been amongst the wicket takers for Sri Lanka. 16 now so far this calendar year.
I think these are the balls that needs to be going for boundaries because Nigar is somebody who's been there, who's played about 47 balls. So that means you're close to, 6 or 7 overs. She should be utilizing the lines which are outside off stump. Get those twos, keep the strike with you.
Inoshi finishes off a spell that she will remember fondly for that brilliant catch. 2 for 17 for her, 74 for 6 for Bangladesh. Four overs to go. Run rate is 4.6, just those dots, bottom of screen. 3 inside the first 2 overs. Innings really hasn't gained any momentum. Captain's back for Sri Lanka. Presumably will bowl this one and the penultimate over. Shorna Akhtar, just important for her to just put what's been a disappointing year with bat. This is still a good batting surface by all accounts. Runs to be had. As Mithali Raj points out, a bit of pressure on the bowlers and pressure can be formed even if they just keep hitting spaces. Well, there is some space. There's lots of it. This is very good from Shorna. That's what she's capable of. Could this just be the start of a little push that Bangladesh need?
Shorna Akhtar showing the Bangladeshi camp how it's done. Steady head, reached for it, knew exactly where the gap was. A solid collection, just fired it in, Chamari. It wasn't an easy shot, it was way outside off stump. But that is exactly the type of innings Bangladesh right now requires.
Well, they're too young to know which is the team to support. They enjoyed a 6 or a 4. She sort of has this little trigger movement, Shorna, where you know she's eyeing the big shot. The clock of the bat. She's not looking for the ball that's along the ground. She's looking to club it in the air.
Well, I think that's precisely what is expected of her also at this time in this innings, because they're already 16 overs up into the 17th over and you have your skipper on the other end, and if she's meeting the ball well, I think she should continue doing that.
I think Nigar Sultana also can take a few more risks. No, it's early. Slight confusion. That's good from Shorna. It was her call. Went behind the wickets at the batting end. Captain didn't know where the ball was for a second. Pushes for 2. They bailed out of it pretty quickly. Shadow practices. Why did I try and get that for 1? Really good crowd back of the Bangladesh camp. Possibly push for 120 if these two can stay till the end. 8 runs of the over, 82 for 6. That's more agony.
Had Chamari gotten hand on it, I think it would have been curtains for Shorna. And that would be the last thing Bangladesh would want.
That's a hell of a glare from Chamari Attapattu. Almost bullying young Shorna Akhtar. How dare you hit me for 4 of that first ball?
No surprises. You can expect that from Chamari.
These captains.
Well, that's why I think we have the shades on sometimes.
Here's Kavisha Dilari now. Now faced 50 balls. Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Shorna started well, might just give her the freedom, perhaps, as we now enter final 3 overs. Just keeping an eye on the leg side. But there's a wide long on and deep mid wicket. You can see she was targeting it. Dilari knew what she was up to. Or rather obvious tell when she turned to the leg side and Dilari just fired it in full outside off. Shorna has the extra feeler out deep on the leg side. There's a deep backward square as well now. So inviting her to play the slog sweep. She's found the gaps well so far. That is into the gap as well. That is clubbed away. She is wielding a hammer at the moment, is Shorna Akhtar.
That's brilliant. Perfection at its best by Shorna. Just absorbing the pressure, it doesn't matter. Sri Lanka was on top. If it's in her zone, she's going after her, and that's the best thing. The intent is there, execution is even perfect.
I have a lot of time in the world for Shorna Akhtar. It was delightful to watch her at that inaugural Under-19 World Cup, and the fact that they beat Australia, she finished the game off hitting a 6 into the stands at Benoni. It doesn't matter where the boundaries were, whether they were taken in for the Under-19s. She hit it into the stands, and of course playing for the senior side against the senior Australian team is a slightly harder challenge, but staggered that she's not had more of an impact. Be tough. Now she goes offside. This is a masterclass in late overs batting from Shorna Akhtar.
To be honest, I thought her range of shots was only limited to onside, but this was a beautifully connected drive, pitched up, and she just gave it direction and power. I think this is something to analyze about this youngster, is that when you don't have an experience, you play freely, you know.
You saw what the captain made of that. It's 92 for 6, but Attapattu is not happy. She does not want Bangladesh going into the dugout at halftime with any momentum after they've done all the hard work, Sri Lanka. You need a little bit of luck sometimes. Things are going your way, and it's going Shorna Akhtar's way. That is 3 boundaries on the trot. Suddenly Bangladesh are inching to a score.
Yeah, fortune favors the brave. Just had enough water on it. It was fired in yet again. Fuller length, just trying to work it on the onside. picked up a boundary.
Absolutely nothing you could do about that. Atapattu was still animated.
Catch it!
Clubbed, cries for catch it. Don't drop Sharna, she doesn't. They continue to set the highest of standards in the field, Sri Lanka. Perhaps a moment of disbelief for Nilakshika Silva. She had more space behind her than she initially thought, but that is an important wicket.
Yeah, just the length, it wasn't there to be hit, but still she took on. Have a look at that. Sri Lanka, exceptional tonight, with the catches in particular. But what a brave innings from a youngster, putting Bangladesh back on track and giving some momentum. Sharna gone on 25, 7 down on 96 Bangladesh.
I think now the reaction from Silva after taking that catch was just disbelief because of how hard it was struck. It nearly took her back with her. It makes it an even better catch.
Yes, I think there was power in that shot. But I think after taking and having a look at the boundary line, she thought maybe I could have taken a few steps behind. I did have that much space. But again, a very important wicket. But we have to give credit to the youngster for that 25 runs. She has given some impetus for Bangladesh when they really required in these death overs.
I mean, another 4 or 5 balls of Sharna also. As of now, she's dismissed. Nigar Sultana Jyoti. It's actually a bit of a struggle now.
Catch it!
Yeah, she judged it well. Well, we want to have another look at that. Seems pretty confident. Sultana Khatun, the new batter in. Okay, there's a decision that has to be made now by the TV umpire. I don't know what the confidence was. She's well short of her ground, but are the stumps broken cleanly? It's Anushka Sanjeevani, the Sri Lankan keeper. And umpire Gayatri Venugopalan will have to have a close look at this. There's no problem with the batter. She's not even in the frame. I'd have to have a look at this front on to see if it's the ball that has disturbed the wickets or the keeper's gloves. Even if she has the ball in some control when stumps are disturbed, in the wording of the run-out law is the ball has to be held by the fielder or keeper that breaks the stumps. Wait. And it looks like umpires deemed stumps were broken fairly. That's just more misery for Bangladesh. After a brief period of joy from Sharna Akhtar, Neil-judged run has cost them their 8th wicket, and Sultana Khatun, no batter likes that. Run out without facing a ball. 96 for 8. Just another unforced error. The worst thing they needed. They were looking like they might just put Sri Lanka under some pressure. You saw the emotions of Chamari Atapattu when those boundaries were flowing. But now Nahida Akhtar has had to rush in with 2 wickets falling in quick succession. She's going to look to just get her captain back on strike. It goes into the area of great danger. Now, what's happened here? Since it's gone behind, non-striker's call. Dotti is the set batter. She in fact took off instantly, so it was just not a run there.
I think Nigar here played straight to the fielder, but because this desperation of getting runs, she just ran, took off.
I'm just wondering, as we look at that again, TV umpire had a decision to make, and it wasn't easy. And as we just look at it in more of a free flow, it's tough to tell. Even if she had the ball with some part of the gloves in contact when the first bail fell, that would have been enough. Sugandhika wants runouts everywhere. She's eyeing one at her own end. Goes for the big shot.
I think they really couldn't pick Sugandhika, I would feel, because from the angle that she comes and bowls, she's only going to get the ball in. So as a right-hander, if you could have your stance a little open and give yourself space, remove the front leg away, you would be able to access the onside, which they couldn't really do that, and got stuck to the ball, to the line she was bowling into them.
Well, the 100 comes up. It's taken as many as 19 overs. They managed to get 2. Just having a closer look at the run out. Yeah, you can see why the TV umpire has given that. It was in that frame, perhaps just for a second. That was the keeper's instant reaction. Anyway, as it turns out, that would be the reason that Bangladesh go down, if indeed they do. She's ready to take the gloves. Just catch it cleanly. It's brilliant to see. Just watching home team in action. They've had an excellent 19 overs, treated the crowd to some top-class catching, and Udeshika Prabodhani will finish things off. Up and over. This is a good shot from the captain of Bangladesh. He's been out a long time, nearly half the innings. That's a good way to start the final over.
Yes, I would have ideally expected her to start this sort of a shot making maybe around 17th over, because you could have more runs on the board. This is too late. Yet I think it's a boundary. It's in the last over of the innings.
Yeah, she just prefers more pace on the ball. You can see even now in the final over, what's the 4th consecutive game on this surface, you get value for your shots. That's why this would be such a disappointing batting effort. It's left to fight Bangladesh and try and make something out of whatever this target is. 110, 112, if they can get another 8 in this over. Key for Nigar Sultana will also be to face every ball of this over. Straight down the ground, and even the excellent fielding of Sri Lanka can't stop that. She's turning it on a bit late, but she is timing it sweetly, is the Bangladesh captain.
Well, that was a good shot. She held her position, played through the line, getting a boundary, 2 back-to-back boundaries. And her strength has always been the cut shots, which she hardly got to play in this innings. But again, there is a time for consolidation, and there is also a time to just play a few more shots than what you've been doing in the earlier stages of the innings.
Yeah, the keeper came up to try and avoid. I think the point is being well made by Nigar Sultana. Even though it's the last 2 wickets, she expected Naida to just run for the second, even if it would cost her wicket. It's important for Jyoti to keep strike, given how well she started this over. But in fairness, I think that's a good call, because you might actually have seen Jyoti herself run out with how quickly the ball came back. She's perhaps saved her captain's wicket. Now what she can do is get her back on strike instantly. Oh, mid-off will run back. It's safe. And for some strange reason, they were tempted for 2. And Naida still wants 2 on the overthrow. No, that's not happening.
Well, I think the skipper wants to face the deliveries, and because she feels that she can maximize it. But I think there was a 2 there.
I'm sure Nigar Sultana told her, just get the single and get me on strike. She found the most expansive way to get a single. Sliced over mid-off. If it was Jyoti, they could have run 2. There's also the possibility of the overthrow, but the aim here is to keep the captain on strike. She's 47 not out. She has 2 balls. What can she get? She gets a brilliant Yorker. That's what she gets. Deshika Prabodhani won't be happy. This over has gone for 10 when her first 3 went for just 9.
Yes, I think this was a good delivery, pitching up fuller to Nigar, because she was going straight, anything pitched off volley. So I think the length that she's changed is good enough.
It's only a single. Nigar Sultana Jyoti will be left on 48. Bangladesh, after winning the toss and batting first, have managed 111 for 8. All things considered, Sri Lanka would be delighted with that. Chamariattapattu. She's going to have a tough choice on who took the best catch of the innings. That's how good the Sri Lankan team has been. Opening game for the hosts. And you could see they've been pretty pleased. They've given the crowd plenty to celebrate about here in Dambulla. Now the job is on her and the rest of her batters to pick up their first points in this Asia Cup. All-round brilliance, athleticism, presence of mind, ground fielding was top-notch. Treated to some delightful catching. Coaching staff would be thrilled, captain would be delighted as they keep Bangladesh to just 111 in their 20 overs. It started poorly. They just lost wickets in the power play, 3 in the first 2. Reeling at one stage at 6 for 3. Nigar Sultana Jyoti batted the rest of the innings, faced nearly half the number of balls. While there were partnerships building slowly with Rabia Khan and Sharifa Khatun, nothing of note. Shornakter, breezy little 25. If they come anywhere close to defending this, they'll have her to thank. 111 is all that Bangladesh managed in their first effort with the bat in this tournament. And just 2 partnerships in excess of 30. Just couldn't get any momentum going, rocked by early wickets. 17 for 4 inside the power play. And that means that 31 or 21 is what they thank for getting to a score in excess of 100. Deshika Prabodhani with 2 wickets, Inoshi with 2 wickets and a catch to remember for all time. Good all-round effort. It's now time to go down to Marina Iqbal.
Thank you, Inoshi and Ramesh, for joining us. Inoshi, leave everything out and tell us about that spectacular one-handed catch.
Catch again, Amar catch again.
Excited.
She was quite excited about it and she wanted to hold it, and what she thought happened. Exactly.
Brilliant. You have been the highest wicket taker for the Sri Lanka in a calendar year, taking 16 now. Tell what changes you have made to your bowling.
Well, my highest wicket taker calendar year ranking. Mukadwar Kallatina changes bowling belt.
මං ඉගෙනගත්තු දේවල් හරියට කරා. ඉතින් මේ ඒ වෙලාවට කරන දේ හරි මොහොතේ හරි දේ කරා. ඒ දවසේ හොඳ දේ වෙන හින්දා මං හැමදාම හොඳ දේ කරන්නේ.
Yeah, she has learned a lot of things and she recognizes the moment. And when she recognizes the moment, she backs it up and she goes for it fully.
I'll ask you, Ramesh, are you content with the target? Will it be an easy chase for Sri Lanka?
No target is content for me because everything is hard. So what we have told the girls is, whatever opposition is, it's a hard opposition and we will take it as hard as we can, but we will back it and we'll go for it.
Thank you so much, both of you, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you.
Taking a look at things, how it panned out. Won the toss, chose to bat first. And there was damage early. And then they were jolted early. 2 wickets back to back.
It didn't get much better for a while. The captain came out, but she just had to watch as wickets continued to fall. The fielding was almost faultless from Sri Lanka. The catching in particular was excellent, and this was probably the best of the bunch. It just doesn't get much better than that. No wonder she had a smile on her face talking about it.
Yeah, plucked it out of thin air. What a moment. Sometimes the one moment can really spread on to the others as well. They were looking for that total annihilation, which was not coming. Wickets were coming, but there was one batter who was holding one end together, solid, intact. He's looking very compact on 48, but wickets are falling around him.
Yes, they continued to fall, but then they came together, these two, down the bottom of the order. Thank goodness for the youngster coming in, joined her captain and entertained us with a bright and breezy innings. That one, well, did she mean it? We'll have to ask her another time, but just doesn't quite have the legs to get over. Probably the best fielder on the pitch. Lakshya De Silva with her tumble as well, always makes it entertaining. And again, a run out to add to the misery for Bangladesh. The catching was good, so was the ground fielding.
And that's the reason when you speak about her 88 unbeaten runs, you should not look at the strike rate of 81.4 because she had to hold one end together and had to play for the complete quota of overs. It's a run chase of 112 to win for Sri Lanka to take that first foot right here. That is what the run chase is going to be. And we're going to be back with the run chase. It's 112 for Sri Lanka.
Welcome back to Dambulla, where the hosts have started well in the 2024 Women's Asia Cup. Sri Lanka taking on Bangladesh in the fourth game, second today for Group B. More conventional drill of the opening batters getting ready to bat. That's after their bowlers and fielders were exceptional in the first half. Wickets early on. Nigar Sultana Jyoti had to consolidate the innings, got a few boundaries towards the end. Isabel Joy, Sri Lanka were outstanding with the ball.
They absolutely were. 2 wickets each for the openers. It's always good reading. 3 other bowlers on the money as well, but run-outs helped the matter. And what they need is for their batters to do just as well in the second innings. And they're going to need 112 to win from 120 balls, so they even have a few sighters that they can have. Chamari Athapattu and the youngster Vishmi Gunaratne will open the batting for Sri Lanka. Bangladesh, they desperately need early wickets. And if they can get these first 2, they'll give themselves a chance. Great to see a crowd of supporters in for Sri Lanka. The home nation finally on the pitch in the final game of the first 2 days. All 4 matches on the same pitch. And if you're wondering if it's a tough pitch to bat on, is that why Bangladesh struggled? The answer is no. It was poor shot selection by and large from the challengers. And they're going to hope that Sri Lanka fall foul of the same flaws. Former under-19 captain Vishmi Gunaratne will open with her senior partner. 37 matches already, almost 600 runs to her name. 250s already as well.
She needs a little introduction. There's the Sri Lankan captain, Chamari Athapattu. 135 matches, truckloads of talent and experience. Here's another find from that under-19 World Cup, Marufa Akhtar. Fast-tracked into the senior side. She's kept her place. Right, 112. Can Bangladesh offer some payback? Wickets with the new ball will make this game interesting. Otherwise, Sri Lanka will back them from this position. Slip in place. On a day that we've seen anything literally capable of being caught, I was in the air for a little while.
Well, this is smart footwork, good technique as well. But I didn't quite reach her, so just fell short. The youngster using her boost to good effect.
That's good reactions anyway. Vishmi Gunaratne is the one taking strike, right and left hand combination.
Well, you and I saw a lot of this bowler at the Under-19 World Cup, and the batter for that matter. Marufa, she swings the ball in. She has a repeatable action for her, but have a look at her head position. It's not something that you teach when you're coaching. She falls away to the left, but the key is that she does manage to stay up. So lots of things need to work well together in this action. This is why you don't necessarily have everyone with the same action. You wouldn't change that one. However, you wouldn't teach another player to do exactly what she's doing. So difficult to get everything working in tandem.
Sri Lanka are underway, as is Vishmi Gunaratne. Yeah, 6 wickets for Marufa at that Under-19 World Cup, and I think it was while the tournament was still on that she, along with Dilara and Shorna, got called up to the senior side. She's quick. Saw last evening around this time how the Indian seamers, who had an extra bit of pace, managed to use the ball banged in short. Sri Lanka relied on movement, bowling full. Deshika decided to trouble batters that were looking to go hard, attack the stumps, fielders caught well.
Well, the right hand combination causing trouble already. And the keeper is your captain. She has to run all the way down to change things around with her bowler. Yes, I do wonder, does Marufa have the guts? Does she have the pace? Does she have the skill to bowl that shorter delivery? If there's ever a time to try it out when you're defending 111, why not?
It's interesting field this, as we have a short third, deep cover, deep square leg. So fine leg and third inside circle with a wide first slip.
This is something that I talk about a lot with Jamari Atapatu. Just saying, stay off the pitch. That's the difficulty for a right arm over bowler bowling to the left-hander. But for me, Vrindi Ratti as well within her rights to tell the bowler to stay off the pitch.
Yeah, Vrindi Ratti from India and Noor Hijra from UAE. Beg your pardon, from Malaysia.
Well, just to finish that point, if she has a flaw, Jamari Atapatu, it's the ball moving away from her. She can nick off, but she finds it easier when the bowler stays over the wicket. If this bowler could come around the wicket, bowl in at the stumps and then take it away from her, I think that's your best option of getting her out, because she just tends to push at it that little bit more when she knows the ball's going in at her stumps. If it's going straight across her, she has plenty of balls she can just let go through.
It's a clear plan. That's a tidy start from Marufa in the first over, just a single from it. Hallmark of this evening has been how many kids have come in to watch. Well supported. I've seen her practice her wicket keeping already. Sultana Khatun had rather misfortune of being one of those many batters who's been dismissed without facing a ball. Never nice, no matter what position you bat. Primary role, though, is to try and provide an early breakthrough with ball. And we talk about Jamari Atapatu. Mitali made the point as well.
Yeah, she doesn't like the ball going away from her, but when you're bowling from over the wicket, she knows when she has to go at it and when she can leave it. If you can bowl her from around the stumps. Well, that was close. Just takes the inside edge. A bit of luck for Vishmi Gunaratne. Chase on. Three fielders converging, but they'll easily come back for two.
Well, that was Marufa Akhtar after an over, outrunning two of her colleagues. That was Vishmi Gunaratne too close to cut. Now they're off. 100-meter sprint. Marufa's running in. She makes it. She wins. I think I saw a clip not too long ago of half the Bangladeshi team in a test match trying to catch the ball off the boundary.
Good ball.
How many running behind this one?
Well, it shows a keenness to defend the very few runs that they have, which is admirable.
Yeah, we're just back on Chamari. Mitali made the point. Such a prolific record, but in the Asia Cup, 187 runs, averaging just over 15. High score 41. That's in 12 innings, so reasonably large sample size. This tournament has just not been kind to her. There's a chance to change that now. She takes strike Sultana for the first time.
That perhaps explains why they haven't lifted the trophy yet. Their biggest player hasn't come to the party.
It's not a bad role model to have. Doyen Sanat Jayasuriya will take interim charge of the men's team for the India series coming up. Oh, she said that. Now I have a problem with that second one because she's already a banker.
We've got a comedian here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's Padam at the back. He's a man who's got far more talent. Chamari Atapattu has talent. There is a fielder in the deep who will only be a spectator. There is some way to open her account. It has Dambulla on its feet.
It's as if she lines up the fielders and says, I'm just going to tease you. Sends it right over the head of the fielder in the deep. They picked the right spot, but they haven't got the boundary ropes back far enough. She thought about it for a second. She was worried. The wind, even though it's died down, it's still going that direction. Might have just helped out the Sri Lanka captain to get the first maximum of the innings. Her first maximum as well at the end of 2 overs. It's 10 without loss.
Well, banker to never be has opened her account with 6. Oh, that's a brave shot. There was a fielder in the deep, so she knew what Bangladesh were planning, thinking, backed herself to clear the boundary. That's a pretty big boundary there. Maroof at the back of an excellent first over. Still has that one slip. That is just quality. Absolute quality from Vishmi Gunaratne. 1 bounce, 4.
How lucky is she that she gets to come up alongside Chamari Atapattu. She just goes quietly about her business while there are fireworks at one end, there's pure style at the other. Gets the length she wants, and the bottom hand is perfect. Brings it through just at the right moment to get the elevation, to get the power. That was almost 6. 1 bounce, 4 runs.
Yeah, that's like both batters decided we'll take 3 or 4 balls, we'll have a look, and then let's have some fun. Excellent response.
Well, are we seeing a battle that's going to go on for years and years? 2 youngsters having a battle out here in the middle. One gets hit for 4, then comes back with this one. Just sends it wide. And there's a slip in place as well. So just seeing maybe if she could buy a wicket with that one.
It's awfully close to what's called the danger area. Bowler can't get there on a follow through. She can now because you're allowed to go there to field the ball once the batter's made contact. Now a couple of balls back. Let's try and keep an eye on where Marufa finishes.
The last thing you want when you've been hit for a boundary is the umpire telling you, and if you don't mind, next time, can you stay off the danger area? You've got enough to think about, but you do have to be careful because we don't want the spikes messing up the pitch.
There's been a bit of cat and mouse in this over. Vishmi Gunaratne decided to step out and loft Marufa over mid-off. After that, invited her to go wide of off stump, and again umpire Rathi is just having a word with Marufa. It's not I don't think it's getting into reprimand mode yet.
Yeah, it's this step here. It's the second step. You have to get off, and it can be really difficult as a bowler, but we all know that. That's what you should be practicing in your training.
And what she also has a problem with there is actually her own vision, the umpire. You saw that previous delivery. Umpire Rathi is actually tilting her head towards her left because bowler in her follow-through is blocking her view. No reviews. Let me give the umpire the best possible look. The Cubs are there as well with the Lion. Brilliant. Families in attendance. It is a Saturday night weekend. Yep, you're on camera. Smile. Mascot's in good shape. 5 of the over, 15 without loss. Problem is when you see scores like 10 and 6 feature on that summary, no, you've not done well with the bat. It won't be long before Vishmi and Chamari will also be asked with some photographs as they exit the ground. Change in bowling.
Anida Akhtar, left arm spinner. Probably one of the biggest hopes for Bangladesh in terms of taking wickets. So experienced. Just want to talk about that shot from Vishmi Gunaratne. It's a real strength of hers. She, no matter where the fielder is on the leg side, because of her head position when she's trying to pop it into the leg side, she pretty much always misses them. So it's a real strength of hers because she can always get off strike.
He's the designated vice captain of this squad, Nahida Akhtar. Moment captain's calling the shots. Long on, deep mid wicket for Chamari. At 6 to get off the mark remains her only scoring shot.
You feel like she needs to break the shackles in the Asia Cup. 12 matches and so few runs scored.
Tries for catching, it will clear the infield. In spite of Shorna doing the best she could, there's always going to be 2. Nowhere near the middle of the bat, like we saw the last time.
Well, she's such an athletic fielder, but even she couldn't catch this one. Right through at the shot, it was never there. But the advantage of being Chamari Atapatu is that you've got a big languid swing, a good bat as well, so still manages to get it over the fielder. She had her heart in her mouth for a minute. As soon as she knew she was safe, she was coming back for the 2.
Beaten comprehensively, batter and keeper. Will go as 4 in the extras column. It deserved more for Nahida.
And the captain behind had no chance as well with the gloves on. This has turned a mile. You can just see a little bit of a patch. Jyoti, I think, thought that one was going to hit the stumps, didn't even move to leg side. 4 byes. They'll go against the keeper, they'll go against the score, and Chamari Atapatu is still out there.
I think in fairness, I think we saw Vaishnavi Mahesh turn 1 or 2. And that's the first ball that's really turned sharply. That pace, she's given it some revs.
Good ball, good ball.
This one was slightly straighter in line.
We talk about getting out of the danger area, and this is why, because that is exactly where the second step of the bowler from the other end is going.
That's gone through. They cannot afford that, Bangladesh, not with 112 to defend. The ball is too easy to put away for Chamari Atapatu. He went full over, 26 without loss. Well, should be bitterly disappointed. Nahida deserved more in that over. 4 byes and then fielder letting her down.
It was a little bit on the short side, but didn't deserve this. She had the field set. The fielder should have got down to that. That's really poor. Absolutely cannot have Ruby Hayder is the one who just didn't get down quickly enough, Rubia. And they can't afford that on any day, let alone today.
Anticipated that well. It was hit nicely by Vishmi. It's 3 on the trot for Marufa. I don't mind that. She has asked questions, beat Vishmi Gunaratne a few times in that last over. Shamari Atapattu was up and away.
I think the umpires, after that one turn past the stumps, are going to keep an even keener eye on this follow through, because the second step is just messing up the pitch in the danger area there. The spikes adding a little bit of texture to the pitch, maybe getting a little bit more grip. And she's been lucky on a number of occasions because the ball being hit in areas where she's allowed to run on the pitch and field.
Oh, she's doing this by design. Hats off to her. Crowd entry is free. You're more than welcome. Fill even more seats in this magnificent venue. Breezy evening again. Vishmi goes for a walk, and Vishmi gets 4.
Very much Sri Lanka on top. A couple of steps down the pitch, and the right hand comes through just at the last second to send it wide of the fielder at long on. That bottom hand serves her so well in terms of power and in terms of placement. And while all eyes are on Chamari Atapattu, it's her younger partner who's outscoring her.
Just to point out, folks, the batter's allowed to go as far out as she wants. Well, technically there is a danger area there as well, but it's a batter's game. Keeper comes up. Try and keep Vishmi in her crease.
Yeah, I always think that's a strange one because you're never planning on missing it, are you? And the bowler's swinging it in. So with the keeper coming up, it gives her a very small margin for error outside off stump as well.
And the other thing is that Marufa actually did well to tempt Vishmi Gunaratne to play expansive drive on the offside, brought the outside edge, possibly the inside edge into question. There's a little nick now, so much harder for the keeper standing up. I think she wouldn't mind the option of actually testing both edges. Right now she's adjusted her line to within the stumps to try and go for the boulder LBW.
Almost playing into the hands of Gunaratne because she likes it straight on the stumps. She's very strong down the ground. We've just seen her send one wide of long on. That fielder's gone even wider, which means there's more space straight down the ground. Great to see a brilliant crowd in here this evening. The music's been good, the dancing's been good. I've even seen you dancing in the back of the comm box, Ronak.
I'm out of here after that. 31 without loss.
I haven't lost a wicket yet, 31 from the first 5 overs. But exact aggression that we were looking for, we haven't seen that either. Couple of wickets fall, things can really change. Run rate of 6.2 per over. They don't have to climb a mountain. But the bowling has been good. In the commentary box, I'll say good evening to Marina Iqbal and Mithali Raj.
Good evening, Paddy. There is an appeal A loud appeal for an LBW. The umpire seems not interested.
Yeah, wicket keeper. I'm going down leg for sure. What do you think, Marina?
Yeah, I think that's a good decision. Just going with the angle.
Miss one, straight to the fielder yet. Good first two deliveries of the last over of the power play. They want to make most of this last over, that's for sure. Talk about the drums, the beats. Saturday night.
Good to have so many people turn up to watch the home team play this tournament. Encouraging the women cricketers in their country. A lot of young children out here, the girls. I'm sure will be inspired, and when the national side captain Chamari Atapattu scores runs and you have all these people going up, I'm sure she enjoys that.
Oh, there was an inside edge. The back foot saved her. From the bat, it was onto her back foot. And then it has been travelling a distance.
A lot of responsibility on Naidakhtar. He's trying to do something different because the line and length has been pretty tight. Oh, had it been a direct hit, Chamari was short of the ground. You need to drag your bat. You're better than that.
She's not looked her best, that's for sure. Upish, fielder, wicket, yes it is! The wicket they wanted. Chamari Atapattu back to the hut.
Naidakhtar it is. Had huge responsibility on her shoulder. She was quite miserly bowling. Just slight bit of change in pace and the length wasn't exactly there. It wasn't in slot for Chamari, and a good catch. The expression says everything. She is disappointed, and look at Jyoti sending her nemesis back at the hut. Chamari goes on 12. Sri Lanka 32 for 1.
As Samara Vikrama walks in, we see a lot of chirpiness on the cricket field because they've taken care of the nucleus of the Sri Lankan batting order.
One left-hander goes, the other comes in. Harshita has been one of those players, young players, who've been scoring runs consistently for Sri Lanka. And this is the wicket of Chamari Atapattu. Usually she gets that over the rope. This time, not so much, straight into the hands of the fielder. The crowd goes silent.
That wicket would have rekindled their hope a great bit. And that's what sport teaches you. You might be down, you might lose your spark, but when you get back up, you better be the goddamn fire. And now they have the belief back. 32 for 1. Power play gone. What we've seen in the power play that Sri Lanka didn't have utter dominance. They were riding their luck also sometimes. She's looking for that aggressiveness that she's known for. They never got it. Yes, there were some shots being played, but we can't say it was dominated by the Sri Lanka batters.
Yeah, that was the big wicket. Chamari right before the power play was over.
With some great music, fun, frolic, dance, clapping, appreciation, and the umpire signals that is the end of the power play. Now you can spread the field. Getting the boundaries now will be tougher than before. Not that they were easy in the power play, Mithali.
Yes, and also we've seen a bit of turn there for the spinners. So if the spinners are actually looking to turn the ball, there could be more pressure onto the batters because a slow turning wicket is always difficult to get runs on.
111 on the board. You'll look at it and say, all right, Sri Lanka cakewalk. Not so. Marina, off air, you were talking about Rabia, weren't you?
Yeah, she's a leg spinner, and in this format, they have a very important role to play. Also, in this calendar year, she's been amongst the wickets. A bit of turn as well to see. She's got 9 so far. So again, it's important how Jyoti will utilize her.
Now power play, 18 for 4 for Bangladesh, 32 for 1 for Sri Lanka. They've scored 14 more runs. Lost just 1 wicket. Diving effort there. The ball's just trickled down. Will it race down the fence for 4? Yes, it does. That boundary will ease the pressure and brings about the ecstasy in the stands.
I think because the leg spinner is a little slow off the wicket as well, the batter was able to shuffle outside off and play that scoop. And you definitely require better fielding from the fielder there in the short find. If you really want to have this match go deep, the fielders need to support the bowlers.
Wasn't a high backlift on that one. She just held it and played like guiding it. Now this time around, good fielder station there.
As a fielder, you need to anticipate. You need to keep your eye on the batter, where her feet is moving, what type of a shot she's trying to attempt, and then you anticipate and move in that direction. I think she was a bit late on that occasion.
This time uses the waterman. There's a fielder only to pick it and send it back. 4 more among the drum beats.
Vishmi has looked way more comfortable out in the middle from ball 1, 24 of 27, and this one was hammered. Straddling the front leg slightly. Picked up the length early. Just coming in with the angle. The length was there. Perfectly executed.
Still, mid-on is up in the circle. Still, the challenge will be for her to go over the top. Will she accept that challenge? No, she doesn't. She says, I'm going to go on the back foot, tap it on the onside, take a single.
Well, she wouldn't really look to go over mid on Paddy, because if she's getting runs from deep mid-wicket and a single through short mid-wicket, why would she attempt that shot? But having said that, field is right. Probably the bowler needs to bowl the right length, right line, because 2 up, a leg spinner, it is meant to be slogged.
And now, for the left-hander, the field is very different. You've got 5 on the onside, you've got 4 on the offside. There's a point fielder, there's nobody behind point. You've got 4 on the edge in the circle, and you've got 3 patrolling the boundary line on the onside. Alright, they're taking their time. They're swapping the fielders. Horses for courses, maybe. Taking their own time. They've got a backward square leg, they've got a deep mid-wicket, they've got a long on. And they've got 2 inside the circle on the onside to prevent a boundary as well. Mid-wicket and short backward square leg.
Harshita has an impressive record against Bangladesh. She loves playing against Bangladesh, averaging 77. And she would want to continue that momentum and that confidence against Bangladeshi bowling lineup.
Tomorrow, India will be up against UAE. Nepal beat UAE in the previous game. India beat Pakistan the previous game. And that's the afternoon game for you. It's another Super Sunday for you, the double-header that will get you. In the evening, Pakistan will be up against Nepal. Expect hurt Pakistan to come back and get those first points on the board. Back live. And that has been the highlight here. You have to prevent those singles. You can't just allow that rotation of strike to happen regularly.
Yes, you have been placed inside the circle by the skipper. You're there to prevent those singles. You need to anticipate the bat pace. 42 for 1 Sri Lanka after 7.
What do they require? 70. How many balls? 78. That's the reason you get to see round of applause, claps, laughter, smiles floating all around the stadium here in Dambulla. This is just the second day of the Women's Asia Cup. We'll go down to the 28th when the big final will be played. Over number 8. Pulls it beautifully, but there's a player stationed there. What should Bangladesh do differently from here, Marina?
They don't need to overthink it. They've got Chamari out of the equation. Now Vishnami is well settled in, but again, the line and length that need to be better. Fielding efforts, that's where the huge difference has been between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. And also, I think again, neither Akhtar and Rabia, these are the two main keys for Sultana.
And where Sri Lanka have been very good at, first restricting Bangladesh to 1-1-1, and the reason was the bowling, but primarily the fielding with Ali. Fielding was outstanding. Those catches that were plucked out of thin air, the effort that was made, wholehearted effort, total commitment on the field. And then suddenly, average bowler starts to look like a good bowler.
Also, I think what Maria has pointed out is that the infield, especially the fielders who are within the circle, are meant to stop those singles. That's how you put pressure. That's how there's dot balls, and then there is a big shot and offer. You create opportunities, which Sri Lanka was able to do. They were very quick in the in-circle.
Challenge. Straight like an arrow into the side screen. That's a boundary. That's the release of pressure.
Vishmi is having a totally different night out in the middle. Beautiful use of the feet. Just a shimmy down, takes one step and then covers the line with another. Slightly opening up straight down the ground as an arrow. These are the shots that you will cherish.
And also this is one of the reasons why I think Bangladesh batters failed to score runs, since they were not using their feet against the spinners. Whereas here you see Sri Lanka doing reverse sweep, step out. They're trying everything. They're not allowing the bowlers to settle.
And these days, modern day cricketer needs to play those shots. I still remember while we're looking at this replay, stories about 87 World Cup final. Mike Gatting plays a reverse sweep. He gets out. They don't win the trophy. He was not spared for the next 4 years. Today, if you don't have a reverse sweep, you're not supposed to be a complete batter, aren't you? How things change. Talk about it. Here we have one more time. And this will get 4 this time.
As we were talking, she attempted and she gets 4 runs. So how useful is this shot? I mean, every player, the other day I saw Smriti sweeping the ball. Usually she's not someone, she's so technically sound and she prefers to score in front, but she understood the demands of the game, which is growing so rapidly, that you need to have these shots in your armour.
Vishmi was adamant in getting runs off that shot. Tried at least 4 to 6 times. Finally got success.
And what you then continuously are doing, you are unsettling the bowler. You're saying, okay, plan A failed, plan B failed, A2 was gone 51 for 1. We were talking about the catching from the Sri Lankans, and that cotton bowl completely sank its hooks in my heart. Started from there. It looks easy on the replay. It wasn't easy.
Some good technique if youngsters are watching. This one was spectacular. And she said that in an interview, I was ready, I wanted to make a difference, and she did. Another great catch in outfield. They've been brilliant tonight.
We can understand a bowler having a bad day, a batter having a bad day sometimes, but they always say that a fielder cannot have an excuse, I had a bad day, right? If you're not able to contribute in the department, please contribute from the department. That's always going to be there for you.
Well, yes, one-off fielders can have a bad day, but not as a fielding unit. As a team, you know, on the field, you cannot really have a bad day. But I think, yes, it's easily, as on today in the tournament, I think this is one of the best fielding on display, I would say, in terms of catches.
And even if one of the fielders are having a bad day, the worst thing is that the ball will follow you all around.
And there were times when the captain would make you stand a third man. These days, third man, the ball travels a lot there. So where to hide? You got no place to hide.
See, you just spoken about third man and then they attempt a reverse sweep.
So, what's the moral of the story? If you don't score runs, if you don't get wickets, at least field well for your side. And these days, you also look at incidents where you may have picked 1 wicket, you may have scored 20 useful runs. If you fielded well, then it contributes to the fact that it takes you to the Player of the Match award as well. It contributes. Every effort that you make on the field is getting counted. Importance of fielding, athleticism, lifting the morale of the side in the field. Oh, that's a question. Look at that. I think, no damage has been done so far. Stumps weren't even broken there.
We're talking about the fielding, and that was such a crucial moment. A better throw, a well-directed throw was needed. If we look at that straight away, there was some reluctant in having that second one, but he was way out of the frame even. He was short of the ground.
You should listen to our commentary for inspiration. This is what we were talking about. Underlining the fact, highlighting the fact. Tucks it away on the onside. Good thing is taken the first one quickly as well then. That's the beauty of taking the first one quickly. Then you can decide later and you can say no. But till the time you don't take the first one quickly, you will not create a chance for the second.
Yes, and also the fielders who are patrolling the boundary line should understand the strength of a batter. How good is she? Is she so powerful enough to clear the boundary that you need to take start from the rope? Or you can come inside and cut those grounded shots. Instead of 2s, you can just give 1. But I believe that the throws are very important from the boundary line. If it is accurate, more often than not, you're creating a run-out opportunity.
Original rate that started at 5.60 is now 4.96, and that will go down because 4 more will be added to the total. Runs are coming thick and fast at the moment. Problems are growing for Bangladesh.
Shorna couldn't believe it. Sharifa actually again uses the feet to just yacht herself. Picked up a boundary. That's what matters for Sri Lanka. Things are not going Bangladesh's way.
.68 the required rate now. 53 required from 68. Always a cushion for you when the number of runs are lesser as compared to the number of balls remaining. This partnership 27 from 18. Just when they thought they'd taken that big wicket, they required a partnership such as this to keep them in the hunt. And the bigger you win, your net run rate is not just in the positive, it just might be playing a huge role when the league stages come to an end. Only 2 teams from the 4 from each group will make it to the semis. These days you have at least 3 players padded, isn't it? Lefty out, lefty goes in. Righty out, righty goes in. Sometimes you got 2 for each batter. Okay, well done, excellent. Their athleticism has been another level today in the field. 9 gone, 61 for 1. .51 required of 6. This is good clinical run chase, Marina.
Definitely yes. Even though Chamari is not in the middle, but responsibility has been taken by Vishmi and Harshita. Both experienced, both in form. They're cruising along, and important thing is they're not just relying on boundaries. You can see the running between the wickets, and we've again and again emphasized how important it is, even in a T20 game.
We're celebrating cricket through the Women's Asia Cup in Dambulla right here. Home side making their first appearance, a team that has made it to the finals 5 times, have never lifted the trophy. Short while back, Ronak and Isabel were there in the commentary box. They were highlighting the fact that Chamari Atapattu has not had great Asia Cup campaign, and that is one of the reasons why they've not, because when you look at performances with the ball, with the bat, she contributes from both ends, leads from the front.
Yes, rightly so, Paddy, because Chamari's average in Asia Cups is about 15 versus her T20 internationals, which is 30 plus. So that she is very good when she plays international, but when it comes to Asia Cup, for some reason, only she can explain to us why she isn't able to get going. And it is the reason why I think, Sri Lanka hasn't really been able to get a title in Asia Cup.
What would you reckon, Marina, a reason for that, when you were such an international giant, but you're not a giant when it comes down to the subcontinent, and especially this tournament?
Well, I do believe there is a huge difference when she faces really quick bowlers of a good surface when the ball is coming onto the bat. And whenever there is slightly change in the surface or in the pace, she struggles.
Yeah, there are batters who love the ball to come onto the bat. Here, oh, excellent, brilliant. May not lead to the fall of a wicket, but certainly will be a message to the others how fielding has to be done. Moments such as that can wake up any sleeping member on the field, if at all there is any.
Yeah, that's what is needed from Bangladesh. Rubia Jelik, brilliant stop, diving on her left. That must give some inspiration. That's exactly what's needed in the field.
Badly need a wicket. Badly need to break this partnership. Best way to do is stop the flow of runs, because stroke makers don't like to play dot balls, do they?
Also, these two batters, along with Chamari, are the reason why Sri Lanka this year has been so successful in their T20 format, winning games played against West Indies. They've won. It is all because your top order, especially when your openers are giving you a good start and your number 3 walks in, performs, I think that solidifies the entire batting unit. And they also have Silva, who comes for a quick fire, where if she scores about 25 in say 10 or 12 balls. So look at that strike rate. So they have somebody down the order who can really amp the run rate when it is required.
What's required at the moment is something I'll tell you. It's 48 from 60. 10 overs gone. It's 64 for 1, and that is also a drinks into it.
The Women's Asia Cup 2024 carries on tomorrow. Group A back in action here in Dambulla. India with commanding win rather against Pakistan, and the UAE will have to pick themselves up after going down to Nepal. Shefali Verma was excellent. Small target, made light work of it. There's evidence of how you get value for your shots here at Dambulla. This all goes well for Shefali Verma. Been brilliant in longer formats. Strings a few scores together here. They'll be flying into the T20 World Cup with players in form. Hindu Burma and Nepal will have to just settle down now. They were on a serious high. First ever Asia Cup win. They have the threat of Pakistan to handle. What a story for Samjana Khatka. Averaged 7 in 16 games going into this. Never opened the batting. Just came out of syllabus for the UAE. Powered her way to 72 of 45 and most significantly made sure Nepal didn't lose their way in the chase. Khatka winning the game for Nepal will trigger flashbacks for that extremely passionate country. And we're seeing another team well on course of seeing out a chase successfully. Drinks done, halfway stage done. But for something incredible, Sri Lanka's game here. Still have the keeper and the captain in full voice. Nigar Sultana. Has she made the most of a moment of fortune? We will go upstairs and there are two questions in play. One is the crafty footwork of Nigar Sultana as keeper, which has just pedaled the ball back onto the stumps while Samara Wickrama was in search of a single, not knowing the ball hadn't crossed. And then to just double check her efforts, she's uprooted the stump as well. Izzy Joyce? Interesting.
Well, on first look, I think this is not out. I think it's going to go the way of Samara Wickrama. I think her back foot was still in her ground as the ball hit the stumps from the foot, and then I think she got back in her ground by the time the stump came back out. There was a period when she was out of her ground, but that was just at the wrong time for Bangladesh.
Yeah, front on, you knew at some point Harshita Samara Wickrama had left her crease. It's exactly as you're calling it as of now. The eyes of the Irish Eagle. That is going to be safe.
Well, I was asking Paddy for a nickname earlier. Have we just hit upon one? The Irish Eagle, I'll take it. Well, it was quick thinking from the captain, but not quite quick enough in the second attempt. Samara Wickrama survives. It was a close call, but the crowd are happy. Sri Lanka are happy. They don't look too excited, but I'm sure they're delighted that they haven't lost their second.
Yeah, it would have been a terrible shame if you get dismissed like that. Just little things like that when it's not your day and it's not been Bangladesh's day. Has been Sri Lanka's.
Yeah, if that had been in the Bangladesh innings, it definitely would have been out. Things were going their way the whole way through their bowling innings.
Yeah, they've made their luck with some moments of brilliance in the field. Bangladesh have had a few moments that we'll be proud of. Think about the second, takes off. Throw goes to the keeper's end. When it was the non-striker, or rather the batter at the bowler's end, who was in trouble.
And she tapped in here and just set off without really paying attention. This was the previous delivery. That was the chance almost. The only time the ball wasn't hitting the stumps was the exact time that the batter was out of her crease. Go figure.
Yeah, we had an incident yesterday. If the bails are broken already by any action, either the ball hitting the stumps or a fielder, you can still effect a run out or a stumping by uprooting one of the stumps with the ball in hand. If you have one bail dislodged, you can effect it by just simply dismissing the other. That is Vishmi Gunaratne dismissing the ball out of Dambola. This is high quality stroke play.
Well, I did ask Jamari Adipatu at the toss, if you don't make the runs, who's going to do it? She didn't name anybody, but I think she had this player in the back of her mind, her partner in crime. The other opener, Vishmi Gunaratne, it's the bottom hand right there at the bottom of her swing. Great bat speed. Good strength in the glutes as well, as she just elevated that with style over the boundary, and well, they're animated now.
Just eases her way to 47. It's such an elegant innings to watch. Talk about all these left-handers and how they're easy on the eye. Vishmi Gunaratne is one of those right-handers you can watch bat on loop. And they had the opportunity to regroup and they've got some extremely dramatic, animated head coaches. Ahmed Reza of the UAE yesterday, Bangladesh's head coach. Well, here the captain's gotten a word as well. Well, she saddled the horse, did Samara Wickrama. Everything but contact on ball. 73 for 1. Vishmi Gunaratne, last ball of the previous over, who tried something funky. Now it's Harshita Samara Wickrama on strike. Now this is what she attempted. All set. Bowler saw it, sent her wide. 10 seconds back. That was when she was at the non-striker's end, so.
Catch it!
Cries for catch it, but mid-on is inside the circle. So she's picked her spot, has Samara Wickrama. That'll be her first boundary.
It was almost like this was a second thought. She wasn't set up to hit this over the field, but once invited, she helped herself. The field was set in a nice way for her. Just the last second here decides, yeah, I'll bring the bottom hand through. I'm going to send it right over mid-on. Getting in on the act, 4 more.
You can see a record against Bangladesh, averaging in excess of 81. Loves this opposition.
Back up!
And things like that make a big difference. When you come up against a team that you've made big scores against, made constant scores against, obviously you know the bowler's better than anyone else. You've been out there more than anyone else against them. Got plans already. When a new player comes in, you know the other bowlers already, so you're really well set, got good confidence. So that's a real bonus for Sri Lanka, that they have a player that has that record against Bangladesh.
The rest of those batters can't wait to get in. They're not sitting relaxed. The 2 of them ready, standing. Only 34 to get. Won't have a hit. Opportunity just short. Shorna pulled out. She thought about it for a while. Could she have just gone for it?
I think her expression tells you there she thinks she should have. And she's a very athletic fielder, one of the best going around, not just in Bangladesh, but have a look there. I think she's trying to make an excuse, but she knows that that was the opportunity. They have to make something happen here, Bangladesh. That might have been it.
More noise than anything. Yeah, I think Shorna Akhtar had to make a split-second decision whether to go full tilt and run in. Had she just done that, without doubt, who knows what would have happened. She may have still fallen short. State of the game is such where you've got to try and make or create a moment of magic. Otherwise it's just smooth sailing. Required rate below 4 now. $80 for 1. A host that just 32 away from opening their account in this 2024 Asia Cup. Fielding matches the ball.
Shorna Akhtar back into the attack. Real drag down from the leg spinner. It's always difficult fielding in point when a leg spinner is on. You never know which bounce it's going to turn on. The sprawling field as well. 48 now for Vishmi Gunaratne, just 2 away. 42 balls as well, so coming at a decent rate. She doesn't have to hurry. They've plenty of time here, Sri Lanka, to chase it down. 31 off 47 required now.
Yeah, Shorna Akhtar is more than capable leg spinner. I wasn't the most confident of starts though. She eventually has got that through. That will be 50 for Vishmi Gunaratne. 2024 is her year. Her third 15 T20Is, all in 2024. And it'll delight her that it's the first time she's got one at home.
Well, if you're over 21, you don't play a reverse sweep when you're on 49. But this is the new generation, new way of thinking. Reverse sweep to bring it up in style if you're going to do it.
Thrilled. She's got everything as a batter. Wonderful half century in Potchefstroom against South Africa. Lanka fought some historic results this calendar year in England. Could this be just the batter they want in form as they attempt to go all the way in this Asia Cup?
It could just be the tonic, because they do have a good middle order. They have batters, I heard Mitali Raj mentioning, that can come in and score 20 off 10. They've bet 2 or 3 of them.
Good ball, good ball.
And if they can get 2 out of their top 3 in particular going, and then they have that power coming in at the end, they can score big scores. And then they have that bowling attack we saw earlier that can field as well as they did as well.
85 for 1. You know, she's such an elegant batter, Vishmi Gunaratne. I had all the pretty adjectives in mind for when she gets to 50, and how she gets there is books. Halfway down the surface. Wait, just get back.
I always think it's a bit of a risk when someone's struggling with their length to do a premeditated shot. If they can't tell where it's going, you can't either.
Yeah, should have just played that instinctively, since she could have hit that anywhere. Vacant space on the leg side, been easy pickings.
মিড উইকেট যাও, তুমি স্কোয়ার যাও, তুমি মিড উইকেট যাও।
She has a lot of energy, that's Jyoti.
Well, she has to. She's trying to make something happen here for Bangladesh. So many conversations going on between the keeper and the bowler with left-right hand combinations. You have to make a lot of changes. 5 minutes behind are Bangladesh. Don't think they'll get any. It's not a big problem. It's not going to go down to the wire, but something to think about going forward for them.
Yeah, they're going to really feel bad about that last over.
2 or 3 maidens now, and it could be a problem.
Nah. Nigar Sultana Jyoti will have some reflection. Vishmi is obsessed with the reverse sweep for now. Just having some fun.
I think this is a practice session for the reverse sweep. This is the captain behind the stumps missing this run out as well, missing the stumps altogether. She's got her mind on other things, unfortunately. This wasn't really her fault. She did as well as she could have, but it just hasn't gone her way today.
She's got a lot on her mind. They have high expectations of the Bangladesh side, especially with the home World Cup coming up. It's been a year to forget so far. It's one game. Bolt! Well, Vishmi Gunaratne's time in the middle comes to an end. Just fell in the last few minutes. He was too eager to find the big shot, but otherwise it's been a high quality innings that Nahida has now brought to an end.
By far the best bowler for Bangladesh, Nahida Akhtar. She's taken both wickets. This one was really full. Right in, pushed Vishmi Gunaratne to the leg side and then turned to take middle stump, and she's sent her back. Really excellent innings from the young opener. Vishmi Gunaratne goes for 51. Sri Lanka 86 for 2.
Yeah, she'll be welcomed back with great affection. She's the in-form player with plenty to look forward to. Sri Lankan colours. Vishmi Gunaratne. Disha Dilari replaces her. Successful over. Nahida has given this everything. 87 for 2. Vishmi Gunaratne. Wonderful half century. Decorated with elegant shots. Picks her spot. Has a delicate touch as well. Comfortable against spin and pace. It's the one shot that hasn't given her perhaps the most effective returns, but some of that ball striking was so very sweet.
I'm really glad to see as well that, yes, she made a 50, but she's disappointed not to pull the stump out at the end. She couldn't take her team home. But her teammates very happy with that return from her. You can see she's disappointed, but she has done a good job for her team.
What did you mention a few minutes back about those Bangladesh being 5 minutes behind and a couple of quiet overs and it could get interesting? Surely not. 25 of 34, surely not.
You just can never predict Rana Kapoor what's going to happen. Well, they're asking for a stumping here.
This is the reason they're 5 minutes behind.
No, the umpires take these kinds of things into account.
No, it's not the ump somewhere. Nigar Sultana Jyoti has been so busy behind the stumps. You know what, I'm going to give her credit here. She's actually kept them alive, ensured that shoulders don't drop, players don't doze off in what might seem an academic chase.
The other one who's doing that as well is the bowler, Nahida Akhtar. She's coming in, she's animated, she's come on and bowled a brilliant spell. 3 overs. 2 for 10 from her. Another single. Slowed down somewhat since Gunaratne became obsessed with the reverse sweep, and then she lost her wicket as well.
And she's demanding something of every ball from her fielders. Tell you what, if they can find a wicket in this over, that too of Harshita Samaravikrama's set, at least they'll give Sri Lanka something to think about. That's innovative and highly effective. No one back there. Samaravikrama uses the switch hit to really good effect.
She uses every ounce of her power in this shot. Have a look at the shoulders as she makes contact all the way around. Doesn't give the ball any chance not to make it over the fielders. Good pull on the bottom hand at the end as well. No chance of stopping that one. She's taken up the mantle.
No run.
20 required. 8 wickets in hand. For her last ball, she's going to change the angle, Rabea. She's going to come around the wicket. They're going back for 2. Throw is nowhere. Probably 2 anyway. Sri Lanka inch closer, 94 for 2.
India versus UAE Women's Asia Cup 2024 tomorrow afternoon game. It's going to be a double header Sunday for you. Double delight, double bonanza. Pakistan locking on with Nepal. Nepal fresh after that win. Pakistan would be looking forward to adding that win and the points against their name. Okay, how many required at the moment? 1 more deducted from the 18 needed. 17 from 29 now. I'll say one big hello yet again to Mithali Raj and Marina Iqbal.
Hello to you as well again. Has been a clinical chase for Sri Lanka, courtesy to Ushmi. Absorbed all the pressure and delivered.
Big shot, good shot. They'll get 4. Look at the smiles and the ecstasy there.
That was really hard. Really gave good whack to the ball. I think she's pretty strong playing that shot. Look at the bat swing. She really takes it way deep inside to connect it quite well in front of the square.
To find balance, she had to follow the flow. Such was the momentum she generated. And then taps it. One thing is, what they've shown is they're not over-reliant on Atapattu. I mean, she fell, but after that, too, it has been a clinical run chase.
Informed batters, that's what you need. Even Chamari needs some support from the other end. Oh, sliced away, will race away for another boundary. They're getting there in a hurry now. And smiles you can see on the face of Sri Lankan dugout and the crowd.
And also the fact that they're getting runs on both sides of the wicket and not dependent on one particular shot, whether it's cut or only sweep, but they are able to play all around, and every batter has got so many shots on display.
They are not over-reliant on that star, champion player of their side. Talk about Chamari Atapattu. Over the years, great service to Sri Lankan cricket, to world cricket, quite an entertainer. The ball powerfully up in the air. Oh, that should have been taken. One thing's for sure, Mithali, Sri Lanka wants to finish this early.
Yes, indeed. I think they're getting a bit of assistance from the Bangladesh fielding unit, I might say. But I think definitely looks like the shoulders are dropped, especially the Bangladesh players. Yes, the first innings didn't go your way, but you could always turn things around in the second innings with your bowling, with your fielding. But it didn't seem like everything going down south for Bangladesh.
Again, I think it's outside edge. Again, a long chase. Again, the bat's going to win. The trend continues. Sri Lanka is about to become a classic in a short while.
Well, when things keep going and going good for Sri Lanka, they're just getting those boundaries at will, Paddy.
Yet again, third boundary of the over, Mithali. High back lift, full follow through. Look where the bat finishes. Behind our back, where the ball goes to the fence yet again. How many runs in this over so far? Despite the fact that my match has never been good, 14. I needed Mithali's help to calculate that.
Well, I've always been calculating numbers all through my life so far.
We're talking about the bank current number 2. She'll tell you the bank account can be overdrawn, it can never be overfilled. Smile, the joys of getting the first point, starting the tournament on a happy note. What they've lacked in the history of Women's Asia Cup is the decisive blow, the knockout punch. They made to the finals 5 times. This will be a good start in that direction.
Well, by the looks of it, I think, if I may say, Paddy, I probably foresee India, Sri Lanka in the finals. Sri Lanka yet again in the finals. India is too good for any team in this tournament.
And Mithali Raj, oh, cotton ball. Something to cherish right at the end of this contest for Naida. Picks up third. She's bowled not just economically well, but also she's got those vital breakthroughs every now and then.
Yes, she's been attacking the stumps at a in fact regularly, despite getting hit for boundary. She's never left that line. I think that's very good on Nahida, and she was duly paid through 3 wickets that she got so far into a 4th over.
A good hand of 33 from 31. It's 108 for 3. Yeah, talk about this one. Run chase, just about final signature of Sri Lanka in this contest. It's a tournament of 2 groups, 8 teams, 10 days of pulsating action. India, Pakistan, Nepal, UAE, Group A. Group B, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Malaysia and Thailand. Top 2 teams from each group will make it to the semi-finals. And Dilari is now being joined by Asini Pereira. We heard her speak earlier. Very confident about her abilities. And she believes in one thing, that they will lift the trophy this season. Nice to see that confidence. She said we may have faltered at the final hurdle so many times, but we are very well prepared this time around. How did the third wicket fell? Cotton bowled. Good sharp catch. You need to have great reflex action as well.
I think Sri Lanka does have some experienced and seasoned players who've played past 4-5 years. I would say Prabodhini, the left arm pacer, has been probably playing since 2013, if I remember, the ODI World Cup in India, where I got out for her against. And
how did you get out to her?
I got out LB. It was a day and night game under lights, and her stock ball bowling, getting the ball into the batter. But I think her experience today did matter, because she also bowled a good spell, getting that first wicket in the first over itself.
Yeah, and they gave them 2 early jolts, if you remember. And courtesy that, because you strike early. When you strike early, you disrupt their plans. Then they suddenly have to find a new plan. So the innings that finished at 1-1-1. And after that, we did expect Bangladesh to show some heart. They did show some heart in the run chase. The power play did not exactly go Sri Lankan way. You wanted a berserk power play where you dominated throughout. That was not the case. You kept quiet.
I think one thing all the teams need to understand is it is definitely a good wicket to bat. But one also should understand how the bowlers are bowling, with which pace it is coming off. You can't really have big targets in the first 6 overs. Look at the speed with which you're going to face the bowlers.
17 overs gone, it's 110 for 3. Talking about 2 more runs needed from 18, which are the encounters we're going to get to tomorrow. India will play UAE tomorrow. It's going to be an afternoon game. And the evening game, Pakistan will lock arms with Nepal. Nepal, mind you, beat UAE in the previous game. Pakistan lost to India. Each group has 4 teams. The tournament has 8 teams. We have 2 groups. We'll have 4 finalists. 2 from each group will qualify for the semi-finalists. And then we'll have the 2 finalists who will compete for the trophy on the 28th. Marufa comes, she's bowled 3. She'll finish a quota. They need 2 to win from this one. Good clinical run chase so far from Sri Lanka. Wicketkeeper standing up. And the intent will be the... Now they're saying how many fielders. You have to have 5 inside the circle. So third man comes in now. And now third man has been pushed back. Fine leg has been brought in. They don't want the victory moment to come early. Next 2 matches, Bangladesh fixtures. They play Thailand on the 23rd, and that's the evening game, and then play a day game the next day to finish their league stage, and that will be victory. Sri Lanka, the home team, the home nation, have started this tournament with a bang. They've had this amazing win with 2.9 overs to spare, and they've beaten Bangladesh by 7 wickets. Well done, Sri Lanka, well begun.
Well played Sri Lanka, because whether it is bowling or batting, I think they were very clinical. They had their plans, they had their strategies. Very good approach in the chase. There, the captain quite happy with the points that she gets in the first game against Bangladesh.
Yeah, you talk about performances, you talk about the brilliant half-century coming in from Vishmi. Good support coming in from Arshita Madhavi. And in the end, Kavisha unbeaten with 12 runs to her name. And this is good batting, this is good run chase. It all started with good bowling, mind you, and excellent fielding that restricted the opponents to 1-1-1.
I think they had their plans in place, well supported by the fielding unit. In fact, fielding has been exceptionally good. One of the best fielders or fielding team that we've seen so far in this tournament. It could be the second day, but some amazing catches, the reflexes, everything was spot on from Sri Lanka. They never gave out anything easy to the Bangladesh side.
Yeah, they've opened their account in style, have the home team. Mind you, they are the 5-time finalists in the Asia Cup, one of the stronger teams in the tournament. And this is the victory moment. Picture of concentration there. And she was focusing on the ball, which every batter does. To watch it go towards the boundary line is another sort of a delight, and the fans loved it too from the stands. Yeah. And there it is, a 7-wicket win. They have their signature on this one. And not just one player, that's a good thing by a side. You will not pick one player who is just instrumental in that. Their contributions from 6-7 players.
Yes, even the chase, I think, despite losing Chamari, the other batters, Harshita, everybody contributed, and nowhere they felt like they got back into the shadow, but they were at the chase, getting those boundaries, playing those strokes, and well guided also by some of the senior players in the side, I would say. Even in terms of the bowling, you see, again, the spinners have done really well along with the fast bowlers.
Yeah, and they're shining today as bright as the floodlights are. Talk about that top innings right at the top of the order by Vishmi Gunaratne, 51 from 48. They lost a topper too early, but that did not deter their spirits. They said, okay, she still stays as our nucleus. She is the top batter, good contributor, but we have more ammunition with us this season. Talk about the partnership, 54 between Vishmi and Samara Vikrama, and then Kavisha and Samara Vikrama, 22, and then the unbeaten one at the end. good foundation, and after that Vimish, I mean, her half century was completely a delight to watch.
Catch it! Catch it!
Talk about Atapatu. Of course, she always goes after the cricket ball. Intent is always to score quick runs. Taking a look at those shots yet again. Intent was, we don't have to carry it down to the last over. We have to finish it much earlier.
Yes, that's the wicket of Chamari Atapatu, but it continued getting those boundaries, playing all strokes, different kind of strokes, different areas that they have chosen to play the shot, whether it is reverse sweep, slog, getting those through the third man or playing in front. I think the Sri Lankan batters really played all-round strokes.
Yeah, when you play fearless cricket, this is the price to pay. Sometimes it's like a double-edged sword. You live by it, you die by it. But when you are fearless, you are limitless. And we see not just one. Everyone who came into bat batted with an intent. Intent to stay aggressive. Intent to play the sweep shot, also to play the reverse sweep. Not scared of playing the shots at all. Yes, in the meantime, Naida did pick up her third wicket. All 3 wickets going to just one bowler today. It doesn't mean the others were not doing their job. The batting was excellent. And that is the final shot. That is the victory, and that's the signature. They've comprehensively locked it in their favour. Sri Lanka win by 7 wickets. Bangladesh batted first. 111 is what they posted. Good bowling contribution. Priyadarshini, Prabodhini, Chamari Atapatu herself, Sugandhika Kumari. Look at the economy rate. Nobody too expensive. Couple of wickets each for Priyadarshini and Prabodhini, and in the run chase, of course, we'll have to highlight yet again Vishmi Gunaratne, and her effort was another level.
Yes, when it comes to the bowling department of Bangladesh, Nahida Akhtar, the sole bowler who's picked 3 wickets, but giving away just 12 runs. We talk about Sri Lanka's batting. Yes, there is a half century based on which I think everybody were able to contribute.
So we'll slip into a very tiny little breather, and we will have the presentation for you on the other side. It's a clinical win, 7-wicket win for Sri Lanka. And talk about the 6 bowlers that were used. Only 1 bowler in the wickets column, Nahida Akhtar. Economy rate 3 wickets to her, and was the icing on the cake for them. just to wrap it up, they won the toss, batted first. Sri Lanka in the run chase were very clinical. Half century by Vishnu Gunaratne was the perfect icing on the cake that they were looking for. As far as the bowlers, 6 of them were used, only 1 bowler amongst the wicket column, and also the economy rate, if you see, 3 for Nahida Akhtar, way better than the others. When you speak about this one, they won the toss, they opted to bat, 111 for 8 in the run chase, no hiccups at all. They lost at number 2 early, but they had enough ammunition, and they won it by 7 wickets. And we cross over to Ronak for presentation.
Well, Dambola has been treated to a dominating performance by the home team. Sri Lanka have started with a 7-wicket win over Bangladesh. It's time for the post-match presentation of game number 4 of the Women's Asia Cup 2024, organised by the Asian Cricket Council and hosted by Sri Lanka Cricket. Might I first invite the captain of Bangladesh, Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Jyoti, you must be disappointed. Let's start with the power play in the first innings, the wickets that you lost. What were your thoughts at that point, and what would you have liked to see done differently?
See, this kind of service when you are getting out in the power play and losing so many wickets is pretty difficult for a team to build up, definitely. But I think me and Sharifa was hanging there, tried to build up a partnership. But still it's not enough in the scoreboard with 111, and how they smashes in the power play, they uses the power play very well.
We saw your batters wanting to play a lot of shots. Would you still like them to play with that freedom?
See, T20 cricket is all about intensity, so they try to keep it up. But I didn't think so. They are choosing the right option. So for the next few games, I would like to see them how actually they rectify their mistakes.
What positives would you like to see going into the next 2 games to become so much more important for you?
See, Nahida bowled really well today, and how Shona just came in and smashes so few boundaries, and it was very good. I think our crowd also liked it, and it is a very good positive thing that we could take on for the next few games. And definitely the fielding side we need to rectify.
All right, well, tough luck today, Jyoti, but still 2 games to go. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Nigar Sultana Jyoti, captain of Bangladesh. We now will present the Player of the Match award. Might I first invite Marina Iqbal, former Pakistan international and selector, to do the honours. And while there was an all-round bowling and fielding effort, the house here was treated to a fine innings of 51 from 48. The Player of the Match, Vishmi Gunaratne. Vishmi, if you can walk this way, you get the trophy and $750. Might I ask you to take that so we can have a chat? 350s, all in 2024. You are enjoying this year?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this year.
It's your first 50 at home. Does that make this one more special?
Yeah, this one makes more special because my family witnessed my 50 here and...
Your family's here?
Yeah, they are there.
Well, would you like to say something to them? First 50 at home in T20 eyes?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents and my sisters because I'm here doing this job because of them.
Do you enjoy batting with your captain?
Yeah, I'm enjoying so much.
And how is the surface playing? We've seen 4 games back-to-back on the same surface. Is it still good for the shots that you played?
Yeah, pitch is really good and our team did a great job in the field. That's why we were able to put 111 runs. So it was easy to chase this score.
You play so many elegant, beautiful shots, but you feel like you really want to play that reverse sweep.
Yeah, I had to work on that also because in moving forward, I had to get new shots.
All right, you had a delightful innings today. Well played, and all the best going forward, Vishmi.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much.
Vishmi Gunaratne is the player of the match. And might I now... See you, Vishmi. Might I now invite Chamari Atapattu, captain of Sri Lanka. Chamari, how happy are you? You've got a big smile, but how happy are you with this kind of all-round dominant win to start a big tournament?
As a captain, I'm really proud of my girls. They're playing really good cricket today. The last couple of months, we are playing really good cricket. So we some best teams. Today's game is really important game for us. So we playing our positive cricket today. I hope my girls will continue this performance in the next few games as well.
I know how expressive you are as captain, and you expect high standards in the field. So those first 5 overs with 2 or 3 brilliant catches, take me through your emotions that time and how hard you as a unit work on your fielding.
Yeah, we work hard on the fielding. and we worked a couple of areas. Especially thanks goes to the coaching staff, especially fielding coach as well. So I hope they will continue this in next games as well.
The home crowd here, it's the biggest we've seen so far. The Asia Cup has returned to Sri Lanka after 18 years. You weren't even debuted when we last had a Women's Asia Cup here. Do you think you can go all the way and give this crowd something to celebrate?
Yeah, definitely. I will thank in my language. බොහොම ස්තුතියි. මං හිතන්නේ පළවෙනි වතාවට අපි දඹුල්ලේ ක්‍රීඩා කරේ. මෙච්චර ක්‍රවුඩ් එකක් ඉස්සරහා. ඉතින් මේ තරඟේ නරඹන්න ආපු හැමෝටම ගොඩක් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. කණ්ඩායම වෙනුවෙන් මේ දුන්නු සහයෝගයට මං හිතනවා ඉදිරි තරඟ වලටත් ඇවිල්ලා අපිට සහයෝගය දෙයි කියලා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි තරඟේ නරඹන්න ආපු හැමෝටම.
They love that. They will be back for more. Well done today, Chamari, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
That is Chamari Atabadu, captain of Sri Lanka. Very happy after a commanding win by the hosts. And that wraps things up from down here.
Thank you. And we have a doubleheader coming tomorrow as well. India will play their afternoon game against UAE, who were beaten by Nepal the other day. And it's going to be a doubleheader. Pakistan in the evening will play against Nepal. Pakistan will surely want to open their accounts. So we hope you enjoyed our coverage as much as we're presenting it for you. See you tomorrow. Good night.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter.